Ghoul. Shit. Train? Oh no. Okay, not an A there. Salad. Oh my gosh, this is going so poorly. Oh, and I knew the L was wrong. What am I doing? I'm just gonna fail this one right out. What are you gonna do? Okay. Make sure that's good. All right. Salad. NZ, hell yeah, I was hoping you would make one of these. Can't watch now because I'm at training at work, but I will watch the playback for sure. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you're looking forward to it. If you got any questions, let me know. Oh yeah, I think you might have commented on the video early on. I appreciate that, man. Or like the community post. Salad, all right. D-A-F-A. So there's not two A's. It's not I need an F, a K, a Y, a P. Pack. P-A. Paste, no, not D. I mean, pack. It's not S. We already know that. We know it's not L. We know it's not T. Elliot, what's up, man? Yeah, forever DM. I got a good mix. I got a lot of DMs in my group. But yeah, I'm glad to have a forever DM in here. I appreciate you swinging by. We're gonna need your advice. We teach these new players what's up. Well, it's not peak. Paste. We know D's in here. Pad, peed, pud. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, we are. That's just the truth of it. All right, I just need a guess. We're gonna move on. So we said it's not pad, but we know it's not an I. Padded. That's not how you spell that. Pard. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I know the D's not in that position. Dax. Dude. Oh, that's actually a word. D-A. Okay, whatever. How do I get this so bad? F-B. Bad. Oh, this music's loud. Bad. Yeah, we'll try that. Baddie. Damn, what is it? Body? Well, we weren't getting that anyways. I'm washed at this game. All right. Let's see if we can do better on the crossword. Today we're locked in. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Wow. Wowza. Oh. Okay, never mind. We're not locked in. Isn't that something is also like, oh, wow. What's going on here? Last multiple choice option. Last multiple choice option. Often. Like D. Last multiple choice. Oh, all of the above. That's what I'm thinking of. Like all of the above. Okay, we'll think about it. Material for a mansion. Stone. Brick. Okay, dye used in many South Asian wedding celebrations. I actually don't know that one at all. Animal, a deer crossing. I mean, I guess you could just put anything on a crossing, but I think deer crossing is the most common, right? Isn't that something? Hubmana humana. Wow. Huh. Tagged with an @ on social media. Added. Tagged with it. Why do I do these on stream? Emitted light, tubular nodules, and backside. The rear. Oh, no. Rear. Is that how you spell rear? Yeah, that's how you spell rear, right? I'm shocked. Wowza. Oh, how do you do Pikachu face? Pikachu. Okay, at least that's good. Stone, let's say. Stone seems good there. Last multiple choice option. Often. All the above. Isn't that something, huh? Isn't that something? What the hell is this? Emitted light to shine. Oh, what? Tubular noodles. Oh my gosh, I don't know my noodles. What are my noodles? You got your rigatoni. You got, are we thinking mac and cheese? Like, what are the mac and cheese noodles called? I mean, aren't they called macaroni? That's it. I'm more of a linguine, maybe some angel hair. Pasta kind of guy. Tubular noodles. What are you? What are you? Claire! What is a tubular noodle? It's 5 letters. It's just Tony. Rigatoni. I mean, rigatoni? I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely Penne. The football. You know what? Hey, man. I think you're onto something. Claire, it was penne. We're washed. We're not allowed to have Italian food anymore. Penne? Okay, oh god, we are all screwed then. All right. Penne's good. So then what would I'm shocked be? Like pop. Why am I? What the fuck is this? I'm shocked. Surprised? What's another word for surprise? All right. Last multiple choice option. The rest. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? None of these are like tagged with an @ on social media. I mean, I want to say it's added, but that's not how you spell that, right? Like you got added at. To at. To be tagged? Is that what that is? Is this tagged? But then this would be not be stone. But this is penne, so I don't think this is tagged, because tagged has 2 G's, obviously. 8. Dye used in many South Asian. Oh, right. The henna that I accidentally called hentai when we went to the Ren Fair. I was like, oh, look at that hentai station. You know, not my greatest moment. No. Stop doing that to me. Stone. So 7 was stone. 1 all the way across. Gasp. I am shocked. Gasp is very good. Oh gosh, isn't that something? Then what is this? Last other. Man, I can do these no problem as long as you guys give me most of the answers. It's that easy. We're doing connections. I like connections. It's a perfect score or we lose and don't get a single one right. I feel like that's how these games go. Spell, love, please, hold, presto, mean, thank you, Shazam. All right, presto and Shazam. Abracadabra. Audible, signify, title, Pandora, cherish, have, suggest, spell. Presto, abracadabra, Shazam, a spell. Please hold, mean. We're going for it. Shit. Create, presto, abracadabra, Shazam, spell. Audible, Pandora. Oh, Shazam, Pandora. Are we doing one of these? I mean, presto and abracadabra. I'm thinking like Shazam, Pandora. Is there another music-based things? Title, signify, suggest. Suggest. I don't know. What's title? Is title a music thing? Do people title? You know. Okay. Thank you. Hold, please. Please. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna love. We're gonna cherish. We're gonna hold. And we're gonna have. Love, hold, cherish, have. Oh, George, did we just lock in together? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so we got presto, mean. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Audible. Shazam. Pandora. Which one of these is title a music thing? Audible could just help audio. Just be audio. Yeah, it could just be audio. Like you can hear it. Presto, thank you. Shazam, title. Okay, I'm keeping that in the. But what is abracadabra in this? A spell. Abracadabra, presto, spell. Shazam, that makes me so upset. Shazam is literally meant to just bait people. Like that's what that means. Okay. Signify, mean, thank you. What is title? What is title? What is title? What is title? Mean. Mean. You're mean. Suggest. Suggest. To mean. Alright, I'm shuffling up. My brain's got to look at it differently. Suggest, please spell signify. Signify. What is signify? Signify, suggest. Signify, mean. Oh my god. Okay, so wait. If I go... Okay. Shazam, Audible, Pandora. I literally think and title. If that's a... We're trying it. Oh yeah, we're so good. Okay, audio apps. Abracadabra, spell, presto. Abracadabra, spell, presto. Suggest, signify, mean, thank you. Please, thank you. What the hell? I wish I could like put these next to each other. That'd be nice. I didn't know title was an audio app too. Like what the hell? All right, presto. But what are the other ones? A presto, abracadabra, and spell. I'm not seeing the pattern here at all. This is gonna be a dumb one. I'm gonna be so mad at the end of this. I'm gonna be so mad. All right. Okay, so we know abracadabra and presto should go together, right? Like these two should be together. But things magicians do. Signify, mean, please and thank you. Let's try that. Okay. That's not even close. Signify, mean, please and thank you. Please, thank you, presto, abracadabra, things you say. What the hell is this, man? Connections is dumb. Why do I do this? Every time. Other people knocking it out in no time. Mean, suggest, signify, spells, abracadabra, please, thank you. We're shuffling up again. I'll look at the words differently this time. Presto, abracadabra, spell, suggest. Do you think so? Presto, abracadabra, spell, and suggest. I can't remember if that's the first thing I tried. Oh, no, because I tried it with Shazam. I already guessed this. Yeah. What the hell? Right? Like, this is what makes sense to me. Please, thank you, signify mean. Yeah, I just... Please and thank you. Am I thinking about this wrong? Am I not thinking about thank you in a different capacity? To spell. To spell it out. To suggest, right? You're like spelling it. To mean. Presto, abracadabra, thank you, please. What the fuck is that? To indicate? And what does this mean? Magic words? Please? Oh. Okay. All right. Okay, you got me on that one. I get it. Thank you is a magic word. And so is please. All right. These guys. What would they come up with? Oh, we're doing strands. I like strands. Find a hidden word, uncover. Fall fun. We love to go for a hayride. Fall fun. We love pumpkins. 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 There's got to be pump up the gym. Pump. Pumpkins. Pumpadoras. Where's pumpkin? Is pumpkin not in this? It's not going to be in this. Wait. Oh, yeah, it is. Thank you. Boom, 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 boom. I spelled it wrong. Wait. Why did I spell it wrong? P-U-M. Oh, are you kidding me? Am I going about this? Oh, here we go. Pumpkins. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Which makes this higher. We're going to get our clues. Hired. Hires. Dire. Okay, so we got a hint. Let's see what our hint is. Maze. That's good. Corn. Corn's in here somewhere. Right? I feel like a corn maze, but maybe I'm just thinking of the wrong thing here. What is this? Ride? Rides? Ride? Hay rides. Here we go. Oh my gosh, we're killing it. Give us another hint. Oh, that is so annoying. What am I? Oh, cider. Cider, that makes sense. Stout. What is this? We still haven't found the main word. S-T-O. I mean, I guess it could be this way. Outs. Haunted. I mean, do they count haunted houses as fall? I mean, I feel like Halloween should definitely be a part of this, but maybe that's not the theme. Dap, dude. You got to dap it up. Dapper. Hope. Hopes. Let's get our hints. Speed hints. What? Ooh, apples. Thank you. Ducci and Gabbana. What is here? D-O-U. Nod. Yep. Oh, sugar. I'm seeing sugar. Okay, but what is that? Does that do anything? No, that doesn't even help. Crouch. Crowd. Crotch. Crotch. Cranberries. Cigars. Cage. Rug. Come on, I just need. Now I need just the hints because I'm not seeing anything here. Like obviously it's something like this. Stork. And this is, but I don't know if it's going in here and like what that would be. Done. Cougar. I'm seeing cougar in here. Hour. What's it? What the? Stun. Okay, so it's probably the other way around. Is it donuts? Why is that? What does that have to do with fall orchards? There we go. We're the greatest, and by greatest, it only took us forever. All right, I think that's all of our spelling bee games. All right, we're gonna throw this on real quick. We got our slideshow. We got our slideshow coming up. So you want to be a dungeon master? I'm changing the tunes. I want some. I like the Zelda jazz mix. It's pretty nice. How you guys doing? Huh? Before we get started, is everybody good? Everybody have a good weekend? Ready for another week? Ooh, we gotta stop this. Ooh, a little sultry. There we go. My weekend was great. I hope you guys had a good weekend. My weekend was a lot of fun. I went to my first EDM concert, and yeah, I've never gone to one. My wife is into it, so she wanted us to go see a artist called Nightmare, and it was sick. It was such a good time, and so we bought the tickets because we were excited to see Nightmare, and Nightmare was one of the openers for the for like the main DJ, right? So we bought the tickets, we're excited, and then finally someone goes, "Did you see who's on the ticket?" And we read through, and it's someone named DJ Diesel is headlining. Now, I don't know if you know this, but DJ Diesel is the great Irish actor Shaquille O'Neal. Okay? So we bought tickets, and then we got surprised with seeing fucking Shaq, man. It was such a good time, and it was like a Halloween theme. So like a lot of people were dressed up. We were like surrounded by these guys who were the Plants vs. Zombies guys, which was pretty cool. Good costume. My buddy had a... he's shilling for Cane's, you know, Cane's Chicken. He's got a Hawaiian shirt that has all the Cane's logos on it. Dude, it is so sick. Actually, they have now I gotta go see Cane's cowboy collection. Dude, I don't know, guys. I think I'm about to get a whole new wardrobe. Look at this. Look at this. You telling me I can't pull this off? Man, oh, Cane's is a slow. Look at, I mean, huh? Yeehaw? Nothing like wearing a Cane shirt? The craziest shill in the world? Look at this. They have a, where is it? They have a belt buckle. Okay. How do I not buy this? And then a little denim jacket. I'm surprised they don't have his, oh, I guess because he's not in the Western collection. He just has the Hawaiian shirt. It's so good. All right. We're getting into it. Raising Cane's. This is so stupid. Why would you ever buy this? And how are they sold out? There's no more left? What do you mean? Oh, these aren't sold out. Except for the 3XL is? What? All right. We're getting into it. People love chicken. People do love chicken, but that's crazy. It's sold out? Shut up. I missed my chance? That's really what I'm saying. Okay. So you want to be a dungeon master. How many of you guys are dungeon masters? How many of your players? How many of you are looking to become dungeon masters? How many of you are saving this or watching the replay? In the YouTube comments. Player. I think those would be good for players too. Because I think the best players are the ones who kind of see the game from the DM's perspective as well. You know, because then you just have like a better view of the entirety of the game. So then you can make more fun decisions, I think. Let me make sure. This is still pretty loud, huh? I don't know if you guys think the music is loud or not. Maybe it's not balanced. To my headphones. Yeah, oh yeah. Elliot, yeah, you can always use more tips. I think being a dungeon master is one of those super fun things. I mean, same with being a player, is that you can always just keep on getting better and better. There's no like cap. The skill ceiling is so high, so you can just get better and expand and take in new tips and tricks the entire time. Okay. So we're gonna do. I've been asked this question so many times of, like, hey, I'm a new DM. What should I do? Like, I'm starting my first session. Is there anything I should keep in mind? I'm worried I'm gonna mess this up. Like, I've gotten asked this question a lot, so I think it'd be a good idea to finally have a stream where we get to go through and just give everybody. I'll give you like the baseline of the three core takeaways I have that I think everybody should know, and then just some general tips I have in mind. And I'd love, again, if you guys have anything, please butt in, tell me, so we can talk about it and make sure I'm not missing anything, because this game has a lot of facets to it and can be played very differently. So obviously what I say is not, is not like the holy grail. I'm just one opinion that hopefully will make it easier for someone who is getting into this. I'm starting my DM career these last days. I'll have my first session this Thursday. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, Strack, if you have any questions, please let me know, and we can answer anything that's like specific to what you're trying to deal with, and like problems and your concerns. Because again, it's been a long time since I first started a DM. So I don't always have my finger on the pulse exactly on what you're going through and what you feel like needs to be worked on. So please let me know if I'm missing anything or any questions that are specific to you that you're having. So rule of cool is king is absolutely right. And again, people can get into that. I've started. Sorry, if I make mistakes, I'm French. Oh, I've started. I see. I've started my DM career these last days. Well, thanks for swinging by. Okay. I've started my DM career these last days. I'll have my first session this Thursday. Got it. Okay. Well, if you're starting to be a DM, welcome to the dark side. Okay. You get to be the bad guy. This is the most fun thing. And I think, being a DM is so gratifying. You basically get to be a video game designer without having to do like most of the work that a video game designer has to do. And you get to create story and, really facilitate creating a whole world. Like, it's awesome for world building, and it is a ton of work, but it is so gratifying. I think it is a far more engaging way to play D&D. Now, being a player is also a phenomenal time. I love it. But this is like, I think this is peak D&D, and I think everybody should try and DM at least once. So if you're welcome, you've now entered the fold of being most likely the forever DM in your group. Okay, now here's the thing. I want to preface this with, take what you like and leave the rest. There's going to be a lot of things that I say that might not apply specifically to your game. So just, throw the stuff away that doesn't apply to you, Like, my games are very role play centric and story centric, and we are not very combat centric. And that's going to be very different to other people's games. So when I'm telling you some of this stuff, it might not match your game, but I think I have these 3 core takeaways, which is like the basic advice I want to tell anybody who just starts out. Like, if I don't have much time, like, people will message me on Instagram. This is my quick, like, here's 3 core takeaways I want to give you. And I think this applies universally. Okay. And the first one is, on your first session, relax. It's okay. Take a deep breath. I know I've seen a lot of people start and they get very in their head and very nervous and very anxious, and it's not that serious. We're here having a fun time, hanging out with friends. The goal is to enjoy yourself, and even though you are like hosting in a way, you're still supposed to have fun too. And you're amongst friends. You're around people who also want to have a good time, who want you to do well. Like, they're not judging, or this isn't a piece of art that they're like gonna be snotty about. They want you to succeed. They're there to have a good time. You're there to have a good time. So just remember, we're just playing a game. We're playing make-believe with our friends around a table. It's really hard to, act cool while doing this because we're just being dorky. And that's why you should just remember that's what we're doing. We're just adults playing make-believe. So it can't be that serious. So first piece of advice is have fun, relax. It's not going to be stressful, okay? Second is there is no right way to play, okay? This game is played in so many different ways. I think D&D is almost more of like a genre, or like even TTRPGs is a genre, and each game is more individualized to that group. And that's more of like the game, right? Like the same way you have like video games, right? Like D&D and TTRPGs feel like video games where, like, I don't know, Elden Ring would be how someone else runs it. But Baldur's Gate 3 is how I run my game, and, so on and so forth. Sabine Max, hello, how's it going? Good, thanks for swinging by. So there's no right way to play this game, right? So what you should do as a new DM is run the best game for your group, right? Like, you want to make sure that you're running the game that your players want to play, and that you want to DM. So I think the easiest way to do that is to ask your players what they're interested in. What is the thing that they're most excited to do? And what's the thing that they're most excited to engage with, right? Like I think it's easy to be like, session zeros are super useful for this, right? But to be able to go in and be like, hey, are you interested in role playing? Are you interested in combat? Are you interested in puzzles? And figure out what your players actually want. And then you can tailor your game specific to your group, right? And another concept in there's no right way to play. Rules don't matter. Just because the book says to do it one way doesn't mean anything. Like, the D&D police aren't going to come to your house and tell you what to do, right? So go and do your thing. And play it however you want. If you don't like the way rules are made, then don't do them that way. On top of that, if you don't know the rules, that's fine too. You get to just make up the rules as they go. I know so many people who literally just started playing D&D, didn't even know there was like a book that they were supposed to buy, and they just started playing. And they just made up the rules as they went. They had the dice, they rolled, they knew they were supposed to roll, and then they just applied certain things. And that's what they did, and it worked out fine. They had so much fun. So I think that's something you should consider whenever you're doing something like this. One of my fears is that my players aren't involved enough and are just waiting to be taken by the hand. Yeah, that is a fear. And that might happen. It's definitely something that you can't like exactly plan for, which is upsetting, Strack. But you just got to hope that they engage and give them the opportunity. And I think there's little things you can do to try and nudge them into getting locked in, right? And a lot of that is like you just giving them the option, and they're just like, I think we get on this as a tip later on, but I think silence and just like waiting for your players to make the decision is like really helpful. So yeah, keep that in mind. Sabine, I'm from Ohio, which is, it's a good place. Yeah. Okay. So just remember that there's no right way to play this game. Just because you've seen someone else play it a certain way doesn't matter, right? You just play the game the way you want to play the game. And then expect things to get derailed, okay? You go in knowing that this is going to be chaos. There's going to be mistakes. Your players are for sure going to make decisions that you did not expect, that you would be like, why would they make that decision? That's for sure going to happen. They're going to get locked into this thing where they want, you're going to want a scenario to go a certain way, and it's not going to happen that way. So just be prepared to adjust to that things are going to get derailed, right? Nothing has ever gone as planned. I mean, there's a thing that really encapsulated our group. It was a comment on one of my videos, and it was, my players have never met an orphanage they haven't burnt down. And that's an exactly right decision. You're like, how do we end up burning down this orphanage? It doesn't make any sense. How did that happen? Right? And it's because they're just being wild, right? They're playing the game they want to play. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, so you got to be, I think, as a DM, open to that chaos. And that's kind of like where becoming a really good DM is, when you can lock into the fact that there is chaos and you adjust to it really well and implement it into your game. No, I don't play PUBG or CS or NBA 2K, 25K. Yeah, I haven't played most of those. I used to play PUBG, but that was the way back. And I played CS and I got cooked, and that was the last time I played it. Thanks for asking, Sabine. Okay. Expect things to get derailed. So here's my 3 core takeaways, just to simplify. Relax. It's going to be okay. There's no right way to play, and expect things to get derailed. So you're just going in with an open mind, embracing it however you want to do it, and just you're there to have a good time. If you do that, you're going to enjoy being a DM. Everything else will fall into place. A lot of it is going to be just like doing reps, right? Like doing it enough to start learning things. But if you can have these 3 core things, you're going to have a good time, because that's what everybody's trying to do. We're just there to have fun and have a good night. Okay, so I have I'm going to break up the next 3 pieces of advice, or some advice, into prepping the game, like things to do before your session, and then I'm going to break it up into running the game, right? Like when you're actually in the game and running things. So when you're prepping the game, if this is your first time running something, I do suggest using a pre-written adventure, right? Anything pre-written. And you can, of course, not listen to me on this and write your own thing. But the only reason I suggest using a pre-written is because it lets you focus on a lot of things that you're taking in a lot of new information. So it lets you focus on the things that you need to focus on. It minimizes you having to create so much information and try to hold on to all that information. You literally have something that has a lot of resources written down for you, so that if you forget, you can go look it through the book, or it's already paced correctly and you don't have to worry about, is this the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do? It just helps you avoid some of the pitfalls that you're going to inevitably fall into when you write your own, but it's so they don't all happen all at the same time in that first session, right? And I think a lot of the times new DMs have a problem with pacing their games and figuring out how to keep the beats going, or like how long a one shot is supposed to be. Using a pre-written will help give you that little bit of structure to make sure, you're doing the right amount. And then you have an idea of what you would want from like a one shot, or maybe a 2 to 5 piece written thing, or even a long campaign, right? Like it just gives you some structure so that you can take it on to your next thing, right? Okay, so yeah, I think you don't have to do this. And I think another thing that I do a lot is I'll take a pre-written and then I'll just adjust it to my needs. I will change the encounters, but I have the structure so that I don't have to worry about doing everything, and going every time, because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to do all of that work. So sometimes it helps to take that stuff and then just adjust like things. Like making a map for your encounter can be really annoying. And so it's good to have like a pre-written that has a map ready for you to go. Or like doing monster stat blocks, right? That's also really annoying. It's good to have someone who has already created the stat block for you and give them some special spells. And of course you can adjust that. I think that's, again, more advanced D&D is like ignore that stuff. But in the beginning, now you have something that you can work with. I'm wondering how to balance fight correctly. I was thinking of having my players fight a group of goblins with an ogre as the final boss, but for the level 1 characters, ogre hit really hard. Yeah. This is a perfect question, right? Like balancing combat. And I think we'll get into it a little bit more at the end, but I'm happy to talk about it now, which is balancing fights is a skill that comes with just doing it over and over again. And the reason I say that is because you don't get to like do a play test. The game itself is the play test. So you have to kind of be careful. Now, I think what you have here is fine. But if you notice that the ogre is hitting so hard and your party's already almost dead, if it's a one shot and that you're fine with the players dying and the group is like, that's kind of what they expected, then you're good to go, right? But, like you can just scale back the damage. And I know there's a lot of people who have really strong opinions on fudging die rolls, But am of the mindset of fudging die rolls or fudging stats in a way that makes the encounter make sense, right? Like, I didn't realize that the goblins were going to absolutely destroy my party. So then when they get to the ogre and the ogre can literally just one-shot all of them, I don't want to do that. That's not a fun encounter. That doesn't make a good experience for the players, right? So instead, what I'll do is I'll literally just drop the damage down across the board. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to fudge die rolls if my players are doing something dumb. Like, if they are actively making bad decisions, they're like, I want to jump through the lava, or like jump into the lava to get to the other side. It's like, well, then, you know, the consequences are going to happen. But if the game itself is just like making it so the experience is not fun, you have to adjust. But we can talk about that a little bit more. But balancing is one of those things that is tough. And you'll just have to kind of play it by ear and adjust. And sometimes it's just dropping the ogre's hit points. Sometimes it's making so his hits are, you know, 1d4 instead of 1d8, doing something like that. I was thinking about 1d8 plus 4 instead of 2d8 plus 4 for the ogre. Yeah, that's perfect. I think that's great. It just gives them the opportunity to survive. And to be fair, D&D at level 1 is not very well balanced. It's like the fights are quick and people can just get absolutely destroyed. You might find that your players are just going to stomp this ogre. But it's one of those things where if the ogre does hit, the ogre just kills a player. So that's not great. And here's the thing with D&D combat in general. D&D combat is not balanced, like, at all. It's just like a broken game, which is fine. It's absolutely fun and it works for our things. But it's like, it doesn't create like video game style balance where you're expecting the fights to get really close. That's just not going to happen. So yeah, I think that's a good idea of just dropping the damage down. Okay, so the other thing, number 2 for prepping the game is don't over prepare. Okay, and I've done this a lot, and I get it because you want to make sure you have everything in mind before you start, so you don't mess up. You have set up. I know how this encounter is going to go, and I know how this encounter is going to go. But the problem is it leads to 2 things, which is it leads towards railroading, and then not even railroading for the players, but railroading in the sense that you are going to think that you know. You're going to think that you know how an encounter is going to go, especially as a new DM, and it's not going to go that way. And then you're going to be like, oh no, what do I do? Because this is so much different than what I thought was going to happen, right? And that's going to really lead you into situations where you're just like trapped and don't know how to adjust, where if you thought about it or expected it to be, or you didn't over prepare, if you didn't over prepare, then you would just be a little bit more open to the idea of trying something new, right? So yeah, I would say be careful with over preparing, because it's just going to lead you into one-track mind thinking instead of like being open to the changes and possibilities that your players are going to throw at you. The other thing, it's going to burn you out. If you, not for this one, but this is obviously advice for in general, don't over prepare, because you're just going to do so much work that won't ever get realized. And then that's how you get like the people who are upset on Reddit that they're like, I did all this work and my players aren't even appreciative of it. They want to just go and do something else. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect that of your players, and you don't want to get upset that they're not following through with stuff that you worked on. So, just early on, easy on the over preparing. And here's a good way to not over prepare, right? Create problems, not solutions. Your job as the DM is to create a complicated scenario with a problem. Your job as the DM is not to figure out how the players are going to solve that. That's the beauty of D&D, is that there is no guaranteed way or one. There's not like 3 options to solve the problem like they do, how they hard code video games. We can do whatever we want. That's the beauty of D&D. So your job is not to figure out what the players are going to do, because they're always going to pick something that's different than what you chose. Your job is just to create the problem and then just present it and then give them the opportunity to work through it, right? This helps with stop over preparing and trying to create those railroad situation. And I think it allows you to work on being more adaptable to what happens, right? All you have to do is think, I set a trap here. Here's monsters that are roaming around here. The boss is making sure that his loot is taken care of, right? And that's all you have to worry about. And then you just make reasonable decisions based off those, based off that knowledge, right? You don't have to be like, well, what the player should do is they should sneak around this back door and they can do this thing. And if they go over here, because that's just not what's going to happen. And then again, it just lets the players do whatever they want to do. So for prepping the game, if this is your very first time, use a pre-written. Don't over prepare. Just be familiar, but you don't have to go crazy. And then create problems, not solutions. You don't have to know what's going to happen. You just have to create the problem, and then the players will do all the rest of the work, right? Typical ogre weapons are real large, so if you want to be conscious of its construct, that you could drop the die level to 2d6 is 1d6, or 1d6 is 1d4, or increase its strength and lower its strength. Yeah, that's a great advice, Sam. Actually, this is something I haven't considered. Thanks for the advice. Oh yeah, Achilles, thanks for swinging by. Yeah, good. I'm glad to help. If you have any advice, please throw it in there, because a lot of these new DMs, or if you have any questions, a lot of these new DMs, we want to give them as much help as possible. We got to grow the game. Okay, so that's prepping the game. That's like beforehand, and you're just gonna have to do that enough to kind of figure out what's going on there. But running the game is, I think, where the real hard part is, right? Because this is when you're doing it live. You're Bill O'Reilly. Fuck it, we're doing it live, and you're just stuck in the scenario. So for running the game, we have 3 pieces of advice. Why? Because ratio values occur in what is called the ratio value. Think of the product of each impaired occurrence as the ratio value. Yeah. Okay. If you are a first-time DMing, again, this is going to be very more specific, but I think this is a good bottom line to do if you have not DM'd before, which is fun over realism. Okay? I think a lot of new DMs get really locked into the fact that we are playing a realistic game where all the things have to be completely real. And I love realism in my game. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't have realism. But I think when it comes to the experience of playing, you want to make sure that you're not sacrificing fun for the sake of realism, right? We're not here to do taxes. We're not here to make sure that everything is managed perfectly, unless that's specifically what your group has asked for. Most of the time, that's not what the players want to do. They're there to get to the next silly moment or the next combat encounter, or so on and so forth, right? And here's the other thing. Make-believe is really difficult. It's hard to think about all these things when you're in a group setting and you're trying to manage everything. So if the players go on a trip, right, and they have to do a 3-day travel to the next town, I think it's okay to be yeah, we bought food. Oh, you never talked about it. But as they're on the trip, they're oh, we sit down for dinner. Oh, do we have food? And you go, yeah. Reasonably what you would have done, we can just quick be yeah, you bought food before you left. Give me 10 copper or whatever. But instead of saying I forgot to say we grabbed food, you just let those little things go and you move forward. Oh, hey, I forgot to grab my sword on the way out. You just be yeah, it makes sense that your character would grab it. Now, of course, you don't want to just give them space to do whatever, but it is one of those things that you would give the character a benefit of doubt that if they left the room and they knew their sword was there, they would grab it. That kind of stuff. So just be careful. It's just one of those things that I think a lot of people can accidentally lean too much in the realism, and then all of a sudden the game isn't fun. Yes and, okay? Everybody's heard this, but I think yes anding is not only in role play of creating an improv scene. I think yes and is more of allowing players autonomy to do whatever they want to do, but staying grounded in the game. How do I say this? What would be a better way? So freedom is the best part of D&D, right? The fact that we are playing something that allows us to do whatever we want to do is the best part, right? It's so good. But if you, so how do I say this? Sorry, I want to have a clear example. Okay, imagine this. Your player is in a fight, okay, and they see someone and they're like, what I want to do is I want to run up the castle wall. I want to get to the top, and then I want to jump off, and I want to suplex that ogre and take him to the ground, right? Now, that is far too much to do in a single turn. Also, to climb a whole castle wall and do all of that. But we get the idea of what they're trying to say, right? The idea is that, like, I want to do the sixth thing where I jump off and, like, suplex this guy. So instead of saying, no, you can't do that, or it's going to take X amount of turns, or, like, all you can do in this turn is climb the wall, right? What you do is say, you work with them to come up with a good solution, right? Yeah, you can do that, but here's some stipulations. You're not going to be able to get all the way up to the wall. Like all the way up, you're going to be able to at least run up a little bit, and then you can jump off the edge. Like you ran up like 5 feet, did a little wall run, but I'm going to need a dex check, right? And then you like set these examples, and you go like, and then I'm going to need a grappling check from you doing this, and then you create whatever that damage is, whichever you think is reasonable, right? Like 1d4 or something like that, or 1d6 if they have a weapon, or you know, so on and so forth. Scale it up to whatever the thing is, but you give them the option instead of saying no, you can't do that. That's not in the rules. You say yeah, and you say maybe that takes 2 turns. Like so, this turn you're gonna sprint up, run up the side, and you're gonna get halfway up the wall, and then you like cut scene to the next guy running off, right? So I think yes, anding your players ideas and work with them to come up with a solution is really helpful, right? Because then they feel like they get the autonomy to do whatever they want to do, right? They get the autonomy to engage with the game in a fun way instead of feeling restricted by the rules. And I think that's one of the worst parts about D&D is when you're just like, hey, can I do this? And someone's like, no, the rules say no. It's like, well, okay, I guess. And I think the more you can let go of that, the better. What if my players just speed run the scenario? I'm afraid they'll just run to the goblin camp and finish the game in 30 minutes. Yeah, Strack, yeah, that's definitely happened before, right? Where your players are just gonna show up and then like power through, right? And so there's a couple things you can do. One, you can just let it happen, right? Like that's the scenario. They went through it, they powered through. Another thing is you can always add extra little pitfalls in the middle of like they go to the goblin camp, they tried to get through, and you notice they're going really fast. So what you do is you have them trigger one of those net traps, right? So they get caught in a net. And now you have another little extra encounter where a goblin notices that they're been caught in the trap. So now they have to cut them down quickly. So they have to hide, or the whole camp is going to, like, you just add little extra things if you feel like it's going too quickly, right? You don't have to stick with exactly what you prepped. And this is where I'm trying to say it's okay to have this freedom of the scenario where you can say, I have 3 goblins and an ogre in the camp. But guess what? You can have 6 goblins. You can have 10. They can just show up. You know what I mean? You can have a bear attack happen. You can do whatever you want. You can allow for these new interactions to happen. So if they speed run the thing, you just add more for them to play, or more complications if you're doing a one-shot. You know what I mean? Got a break from my training. When do you run investigation first? Perception. I had a DM told me he runs a perception check or uses passive perception first. Then he'll have them run an investigation check. I think, so here's a hot take, NZ. I think for me, it doesn't matter when you run a investigation check or a perception check. You kind of just lean towards, is this something where someone's trying to look around? You can't investigate something you don't perceive. I think the intention of the role for like an investigation check versus a perception check is like the investigation check is implicitly implying your perception check. And that's my perspective on it. I could see how other people might think about it differently, but for me, I think it's okay that you just run your investigation check of like, I'm trying to study if this thing is doing this, or I'm trying to investigate if there are any clues in the room. And I think investigation can imply this feeling of perception, because like, just because let's say you're not the most like actively visually aware, but if you're an intelligent person, you know, you can just take your time to like look in every part of the room where a clue might be, right? Instead of it being like you actively perceive that investigation check. I would say don't stack them. I mean, if someone else wants to do that, they are more than welcome to do that. For me, I think stacking them is slowing down us getting to the part of the game that matters. And Like, so it's okay that like they find it or they don't. Like, it's just based off one rule, if that makes sense. And I do want to say that here's a little side note. If you can't move the story forward without a successful investigation or perception check, then don't have it be an investigation or perception check. This is a little bit of a side note, but it's just something I feel like happens a lot, where people are like, I need you to find this, but you guys all failed the perception check. Well, then don't make it more obvious. You know what I mean? When you have players do a check to look for traps, perception, or investigation, do you have them roll a secondary check, i.e. sleight of hand, to disarm it? Yeah, if they want to disarm it. So, if, like, let's say they like, I'll have a passive perception, or I might just be like, hey, can you guys give me a quick perception check so they know something's going on, like metagame-wise? And based off that, I'll be like, oh, you notice a trip line or a trip wire, and you, or this small, thin thread going across, and you notice, up the wall, a small, like wooden peg that leads to a slit in the ceiling. You can't quite see what it is, right? And then now they know the scenario. That's what the investigation or the perception check was. And then for the, like, what do you want to do? It's like, they might tell me they want to jump the thing. They might want to try and disarm the wire. So then those things each have their own checks, right? It's not just exactly guaranteed, here you did this and now you're going to guarantee try to disarm it. Some people might leave it because they want it set for the next guy, so their job is to avoid it or go to a different path. So, I mean, again, those two what I would do as different checks. Okay. So, yeah, happy to answer for you, man. Thanks for asking questions. So, for the so for running the game, yes-anding and working with your players to come up with a solution is really important. And not just saying flat out no's. Flat out no's are no fun. Yes, and making sure you work with them so that it still fits within the realm of your game and it doesn't, throw the whole game off. All right. And that leads to, I think, another piece where you kind of, Strack, you talked about a little bit the idea of your players not taking hold of the game, or like you'd have to handhold them through it. And that might happen. But I think a lot of the times if players are given the space to do stuff, they will. And I think that's why it's good to keep in mind that a player-centric game is far more fun than a DM-centric game, okay? And by that I mean making it so the players are the people who are progressing the story and making the hard decisions and are the main people interacting. Where a DM-centric game is one where the DM is the one who is actively telling people what, like, they're trying to be a part of every scene. They're trying to be a part of every decision. They're talking quite a bit, which as a DM, you're going to talk a bunch. But I think there's a lot of space to just sit back as the DM once you've set the scenario, right? Like, silence can be a powerful thing where if you set forth a puzzle or a trap or a problem and the players are trying to talk it through, instead of like being like a parent who's like, hey, maybe you don't want to go that way because that seems pretty unreasonable. Just sitting there and letting them work it through is like going to be the most fun that they're going to have. So allowing your players to be the ones who motivate things instead of being like, well, this NPC tells them to go here exactly and do it this way. And this NPC then at that location tells them to do the next thing and tells them to do it. Well, they should try it this way. You step back and you give them the information and then you hope the players go like, well, I want to try and go this way. And then you adjust the story to whatever they're actively trying to do. I thought my players would arrive in the village that had just been attacked by goblins. They have the choice of going straight to where the goblins have gone or staying to help the villagers first. That's a good. With a lot of things in the village. And yeah, there's a good chance, Strack, there's a chance that they literally don't engage with the village. Like they go to the village, they find out there's goblins, and they leave immediately. It's just an option, right? Like they have the freedom to do that. So that's why it's kind of hard because you have to prep a little bit enough of encounters in both instances. And here's the other thing, just to throw out there, that might happen. They might get so caught up in the village that they never even leave the village, right? Like your whole session is like for 4 hours, they're still just doing things in the village. So yeah, it's really hard to pace these things, especially when you haven't played with a group for a long time. One last question before I have to leave again. Are there times you let players roll multiple times for a skill check, i.e. picking a lot when unsuccessful? Yes, and I think, okay, there are times you can definitely let players roll over and over again. And the way you do this effectively, so it's not just I do this, I do this, I do this, right? There's two answers to this. The first is, it's called taking a 20, right? If they have 20 minutes unimpeded where there's no danger, right? They can just roll and roll and roll until they successfully get the thing if it's within their skill set, right? But a far more fun thing to do is make it so there is always a consequence on fails, right? So let's say you're at a bar and you sneak into the back of the bar and you want to... you're at a bar and you want to sneak into the back. So you sneak in, you're in the back of the bar, bartender's busy taking care of patrons. And so you try to unlock the lock, right? They roll and they fail. And you don't want to just be like, and that's it. What you can do is be like, you jimmy the lock and you notice the bartender is finishing up at a table and he's starting to head back to the back of the shop. You have some time, but what do you want to do? So now they have the option to try and pick the lock again, with the chance that the failure is that he will show up and now they're caught trying to pick the lock. Or they can try and hide and distract him so that you get more chances to try and roll to pick the lock. So then you have a consequence every time something goes wrong, right? And the consequences are what make rolls matter. Otherwise, I don't think you need to have the roll happen at all. If you think that they're just going to get through it and do it, then you don't need to make them roll, right? You just you take your time, you pick the lock, you have the lockpick tools, you break the door down, whatever. But if you can add that ticking time bomb, that consequence, that's when an encounter becomes more engaging and fun. Bro, I spent hours preparing lots of subplots in the village for maybe nothing in the end. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and maybe here's the thing. Maybe my perspective on this is a little skewed, where some of my earlier advice was like, don't over prepare. It's because I just have a lot of ideas already in the back of my head of things that I could put in case I don't have something prepared. I've improv'd enough to know what to do there. So I get why you've spent a lot of that time, but now you have all of those subplots, even if they're not used in this, you just have them as something in your head. So in another campaign, you now can always do that whenever you need, you always have that available to you to use. Okay. There's another 3 pieces on running the game. I've already said this and I'm going to say it again. Rules don't matter. The rules do not matter. You should do whatever makes sense to you in a scenario, right? If the rules say you have to roll a certain way, X, Y, or Z, that doesn't make sense to you, or you don't want to go take the time to look it up, you don't have to do that. Just roll whatever feels natural to what you're doing, right? I still don't know the grappling rules. I mean, maybe I do, but whatever I do is probably not. I just never looked it up. It's been so long. So if I want to do something, I just have 2 people roll an athletics versus acrobatics skill check where they both are rolling against high one wins or something like that. I didn't look that up. A lot of the time, instead of deciding whether it's someone successfully does a roll or not does a roll, I just roll the percentile dice, right? The 100%, and I say you have a 15% chance. If you get below a 15 or below, you succeed. If you get above that, you fail, right? It's just, don't worry about the rules. There's so many people I know that have played that don't know the rules and have just started to play the game and had a great time. So go for it. And you don't want to let the rules mess up the pacing of the game, right? The goal is to have fun. It's not to be accurate to what the DMG or the player's handbook says. The goal is to just enjoy. So if you don't know the rules, just make a call. It's okay, because that's going to keep the pace of the game going. You're going to mess up. This is part of, for sure, being stressed is inevitably you are going to mess up, right? I mean, that's just what happens. There's so much to keep track of. Things are going to get messed up. You're going to forget something. You're going to accidentally say something that is counter to something else that's going to happen. And that's fine. I think that's the best part of the game, right? Is the mess ups are what make people laugh. And it creates scenarios that you're like, how is this supposed to be the case? But we're going to roll with it and we're going to yes and continue with it. So yeah, embrace that you're going to mess up, and that's not a bad thing, right? I think what makes a great DM versus a good DM, or even a new DM, is that the mess ups are still happening. They're happening all the same, but they just are really good at incorporating those mess ups into the lore or the world that is happening and making it, part of the world, so like nothing was wrong. So they messed up, but they don't let you know, or they just keep going and engage with it. So, don't stress too much. It's going to happen. I mean, every session I mess up. It's just what happens. And the players are always cool with it, And then, again, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Don't listen to me. This is a game of creativity, okay? You can do whatever you want. If you have an idea, go for it. This game can be played so many ways. Don't listen to how someone tells you have to do it. You can do it. As long as it is enjoyable for you and the people around you, that's the goal. So take what you like, leave the rest. Hopefully there's some little tips and tricks that are helpful for you. And if you want to do further like early DM research, okay, I suggest Matt Colville's running the game series. It's great. I don't run my game the same way Matt Colville does, but I get a lot of tips and tricks and little tidbits, and it just helps me hear more about how people play their game, which gives me a lot more confidence when I am making my own decisions because I have at least some data to pull from. So check out his series. It's great. He's a great guy. I feel like he's like one of the OG DMs. So check out his series. The other thing, if you want to get better at DMing, is just watch live plays, right? See what other people are doing. Dimension 20, Critical Role, etc. Like there's a bunch out there. So find one you like, find one that matches your style of play, and just go and see what they're doing. You know, take notice of how they engage with when things go wrong, or how they deal with combat, or how they deal with the players bringing up a scenario that they didn't know how to deal with. You know, and then ask the community. Right? Like there's so many people who are so happy to help because we've all been in that spot where we don't know what we're doing and we need some insight. And so I feel like everybody in this community is really good at also helping out and, you know, helping the people who are new behind them. And of course, just play. The best way to get better is just literally show up and just play. You know, like you're going to make mistakes, but that's when you get really good. I want to talk about you with my plot to check if it's good for session plot or if it's boring. Yeah, Strag, we can do that. You want to pull up, give me a quick rundown. You know, like if you could, I don't know, like a bullet points or something so that we can just break down like the quick plot. And we'll see if that's like a good idea. Is it for a one shot? Is that what you guys are going for? Also, here's the other thing. So I put out a community post, right? On this, asking other people in the community to give me their advice, right? Like what they thought is best for players to know. So you guys can get some perspective that is separate from mine, right? So we're going to go through this, say what we think. And then afterwards, we'll do some questions if anybody has it. And then I would love to hear if anybody has any advice that they think I missed that they would love to add to help out these new players, right? So we got here from Vlad. As someone who was terrified my first time DMing, my first tip would be to relax. Great. This guy knows. It will be so much easier to do a good job in improv things you aren't ready for if 50% of your mind isn't already preoccupied with stressing about it. Plus, it'll be much more fun for you. If you're at the table with people you know, it's not like they're sitting there waiting for the chance to judge you for making a mistake. We're all there to have a good time, so don't worry so much about it. I mean, literally, we have the same exact opinion on this. Everybody's there to have a good time, so don't worry. You know, and the more relaxed you are, the more fun you'll be able to be, and that's really what we're hoping to do. Okay. Faylane says, I just recently had a discussion about this, actually. I've played for years and have been DMing a campaign for a while, but it's been a struggle lately. I asked my DM for advice since he's a really, really good DM. The main thing that stood out to me were, don't bite off more than you can chew. Instead of diving into a full-blown campaign, try some one-shots or smaller arcs. 2 to 5 session stories I think are actually really good to start out with. It helps you get the feel of things without getting too overwhelmed. When you're ready, you can do something more expansive. Yeah, I think this is a very good point. It's like the same advice. So I used to do some video game dev, and I have a friend who does video game dev. We'll check out his game at some point. But he... we've talked about how you don't want to immediately start on the largest project you've ever done because you're going to learn so much and figure out what you like and don't like. And if you commit to this like year-long campaign where you've already set up all this stuff, chances are you're not going to finish it and you're going to wish that you made different changes. So start with just like small projects first, right? Get your couple one-shots out of the way. Get your couple, like a 5-session story, I think is really good because it gives you time to do different encounters, gives the characters ways to engage in different ways, and then you're done, and then you get to start again instead of immediately trying to go in and do like all of this lore building and so on and so forth. His number 2 advice is, instead of trying to do everything that other good DMs do, focus on what you're good at. What are your strengths? It could be voice acting, storytelling, describing a setting, designing interesting combat and strategy. Find out what you're good at and then lean on that until you can improve on other things you want to be able to do. This is also great advice. There's so many facets to being a DM, and I'm really bad at describing a setting. It's just not my vibe. You know, like I like to do quick and dirty descriptions and then get to the gameplay. I feel like I'm pretty good at the voice acting and the storytelling part and coming up with like interesting and engaging encounters. But like the describing the settings is not my best scenario. So if I immediately started to do that, I thought that's what a good DM did, I would be spending so much time on something that is not enjoyable for the players because I'm just not as good at it, as leaning into something that I am good at, which is like one of these other things. So yeah, find out what you're good at, lean on that, and then slowly work on the other parts. I think that's really good. That should seem obvious, but I lost sight of that lately when I kept comparing myself to other DMs I'd had. And comparing yourself to other DMs is another can of worms that you don't need to do that. You know, we're all doing it our own way. I try to include things that they'd done that I'd liked, only to feel like I didn't do it as well as they did, and I would stress about it. For example, my DM is incredible at voices, and his characters just come alive with personality and wants and goals. As much as I want to do that too, that's not my strength. Yet, right? Yet is the key word. It can be, but it just might not be it yet. I can definitely work on that, but first I need to lean on my own strengths, which for me is telling a good story. I'm working out what other strengths I have, but I felt that advice was very significant, at least for me, if not others too. Yeah, I think that is phenomenal advice. I really appreciate this comment. Lean in what you're good at is so helpful. Okay, let's check out Strack. Let's hear your campaign before we keep going on this. Okay. Arrive to the village, help villagers, talk to get more information, or go right to the goblin camp. Okay, yep. Yeah, you're giving the opportunity to like scout out information. That's good. Maybe some trouble on the road. Arrive to the goblin camp with a Nilbog as their chief, yes. Once goblins are dead, ogre arrives. Once he's dead, players notice they are at the entrance to a cave filled with gold. You know who will be back soon. That's good. Yeah, I think that's a great encounter, especially for your first time. This is perfect, and it gives the players a lot of autonomy. And if they're new, this is going to be great. I think this is like a great starter campaign. You're going to have some interesting ways of interacting, and hopefully they don't just immediately go like straight to combat. At least, I mean, that's my take. Hopefully they like try and sneak around or set a trap or do something there. But yeah, okay, that's great. I think that's awesome. I think it gives you a lot of opportunities to adjust to what they want to do. And yeah, you have space to fill out the session or shorten the session so that it fits into whatever your one shot is, or maybe even goes into a second session if that's what your players want. Perception rolls allow the DM to select someone to monologue the encounter area. Great time to check for environment conditions and skills that can deal with them, stuff like that. Investigations asking that the DM deliver more detail to the PC whom is creative to deal with it. By a cure die roll. Yeah. Okay. All right. We got I want to get another piece of advice from the community. The next piece of advice we have is, I'll make sure. Okay. We're good there. Okay. Here's a tip I wish I knew before starting. When writing villains, work backwards. Oh yeah. Working backwards is so valuable. Always work backwards. Create a story that revolves around them and then let them have a genuinely good reason as to why they're doing the things they do. From their perspective, the PCs are the bad guys and they are getting in the way of their journey. A relatable villain makes a story feel real, and that's why I aim to do as a DM. I think this is just good writing, right? Have a relatable DM. But some people actually hate this. I found out that there's some people, like, I used to watch XP to level 3, I think in one of his old videos said that he's like, sometimes I just want to kill the bad guy. Like, if that's the campaign you're running where it's just like, I just want to have fun and just like destroy what's going on, then great. You know, but I think, again, if you're telling a good long story, it is really helpful to, I mean, this is just good story writing, right? Have a relatable villain who is, from their perspective, not just capital E evil. They're, you know, they're working on trying to succeed at something that they see as just or reasonable or fair, or for the greater good, right? I struggle a lot as a new DM. I eventually stumbled on Sly Flourish and his 8 steps, and it literally felt like a cheat code. I cannot recommend this enough. Sly Flourish and his 8 steps. Dennis, thanks for the comment. I'll have to check that out. I haven't. I'm gonna put that in a Sly Flourish. I haven't seen his stuff. 8 steps. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks for the advice. Okay. We got another Dragon Rider, another piece of advice. Very inexperienced DM here, but here's my 2 cents anyways. And of course, that's the goal. Everybody should throw in their 2 cents. First, discuss with the players what kind of game they want. Perfect. There's lists on lines, but one of my friends basically sent a trigger trauma, please let me know, to avoid this list so that you are not accidentally hurting anyone or triggering people. This also includes a discussion of whether you're going to be playing a spicy D&D game or if people are more comfortable with non-romantic encounter type games. I think in a very early on, you probably don't need to worry about specifically that. Like this, I don't think your first session should be too spicy. Yeah, I think you need to figure out the rules first before. But I get what this person is saying. And again, the trigger trauma warning is good, especially for long campaigns. You want to be cool with everybody, make sure everybody's on the same page and no one feels uncomfortable. I even have like a session 0 checklist if you're doing like a longer campaign that kind of goes over some of the stuff that I went on. You can check out my videos if you want to see that. If you're playing a longer game where people are leveling up, it can be really fun to brainstorm a character arc and have a session 0 where the players figure out how their characters know each other, get along, character dynamics. Yep, that's perfect. This creates buy-in and investment from players because they get a better idea of how to role play together, but also are excited about where the characters are going. Yeah, I think, a lot of this advice is for like a long campaign. I would say not exactly for like the very first time DM, but for someone who has DM'd a little bit and is ready to run their first campaign. Session 0 is literally one of the most important things. Just literally finding out what your players want is invaluable. You know what I mean? Second, for actual gameplay, expect chaos and shenanigans from your players. For me, I don't try to control them. I consider myself a facilitator for their chaos. I let them try crazy stuff, but basically act like the laws of physics and put a limit to the things that succeed and provide structure for it. If I want to nudge them in the direction of the plot, I provide incentives, promises of shiny things, or rewards or jobs, or a sense of urgency from the NPCs or rumors they've heard. Another thing is to give consequences for choices they make. Yeah, of course. This is great. Good advice. One-shots are probably easier to start with too. Feel free to ask for feedback from your players too. Very good advice. On your DMing, the main metrics of success though is if everyone is having fun. That's it. If you screw up but everyone has a great time, don't worry about it and have fun. Bingo. Yeah, I mean this is it in all capital letters, right? The main barometer of if your game went well isn't how dramatic your story was. It is if everybody was like, that was great, I can't wait to play next time. You know? So yeah, as long as fun is the key factor, that's great. Very good. And asking for feedback from your players, you don't want to be overbearing and be like, so was that good? Did you guys like this thing? You don't want to overdo it, but I think it is perfectly good to make sure you're checking in every once in a while, be like, hey, what'd you think of this? Was this fun or should I have tried something different here? I think that's really good. I will have 5 players at my table, so I can't set background lore for every player. How to find potential extras for every player. Strack, are you talking about potential extras for every player? Like by extras, you mean people that are part of their story and someone to interact with, or like extras as like backup characters in case their characters die? What are you talking about there? And yeah, all right. I'm trying to think. The one thing he said on here. Yeah, doing character arcs in session 0. and talking through that. I think you don't want to overdo the character arcs because you don't want to like plan out the whole thing. But I get what he's saying, and then have an idea of what your character is. Like a direction they're going is really good. Okay, we just have a couple more comments here. Don't over prep. Players always figure out +1. Players always figure out +1. I don't know. Players always figure out +1. I don't know. As I heard from other DM, just know where you need them to end up. Don't stress too much about how they get there. Yeah. This is like, so there's a concept in D&D called the quantum ogres. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but quantum ogres are the idea that there's 3 rooms. All right. The players can go into the left, middle, or the right. And guess what? Wherever they go, the boss was in that room. Right? The quantum ogre, they are like multiple universes where all roads lead to this one event, right? And you want to be careful not to overdo that, but I think it really helps as a DM to kind of like set these set pieces and making sure that, you know, the boss fight is going to happen at some point. Maybe the variables change because of how the players go about it, but the boss fight ends up happening and you have this. So you know where they're going to end and then just allow them to get there, however. I think that's good advice. Create scenarios and problems. Let the players create the solution, and that's where the stories come from. The other is to create and prepare anything you don't want to improvise, like monsters, stats, and battle maps. Yeah, that's very good advice. You know, like we said, create problems, not solutions. And the other is to prepare anything. Yeah, I think you can definitely, if you want to like look up stat blocks and everything in advance, that's a good idea. It just saves you from having to mess with it the day of. Prep the quest mission, but not the outcome, or they will complete it. Prep the quest mission, but not the outcome, or they will complete it. This has helped me out a lot. Otherwise, you're trying to force them into how they thought they would do it instead of just improvising with them. Yeah, I mean, again, of like, your players are not going to do what you think. Absolutely. LB Adventurer says, it would depend on what the DM wants out of their games. I tell them that it's their game too, which, yes, I think a lot of people forget this part, that it is their game as well, right? Like, they're just as involved in this as the player. So, like, they should be having fun. Now, you have a little bit more responsibility because, you know, you do get to control a lot of things, but it is something to keep in mind. Make sure you are going to enjoy what you do, or it's doomed. Fun is a priority. Advice: have a pre-session with the players you're going to play with and talk about expectations. Figure out the type of game you want. Once you know roughly where you are headed, it will make everything after that so much easier. Note: maybe include some classic Session Zero stuff into your pre-session. Then you can also use that info to help guide your decision-making process. Yep, Session Zero stuff is really helpful. I think, again, if you're new DM, you can just get into it the first time, quick questions, but like as you go on and you start DMing your, third, fourth, fifth time, you should really have a Session Zero to figure out just for clear communication, and then you can really make your games interesting. Use a pre-written adventure. Don't try to play an original one at first. DMing a story you read and DMing your own stories are 2 different things. Do it later when you are more experienced. Yep, I think it's good advice. NZ, and I'm a brand new DM and D&D player in general. If I could request some pointers for the seasoned players and DMs, that would be great. My main question is, how do you determine DCs? Do you use the standard list of DCs in the DMG, or do you use your own system? Thank you in advance to anyone who could offer me some guidance. Okay, DCs. I don't use the DMG's DCs. Do you guys use the DMG's DCs? I basically make each scenario, I create it on the spot based off how likely I think it's going to happen, right? Like, you have a clear indication of, a 20-sided dice is what? It's 5% each number, right? So if you only want a 5% chance, they have to crit, right? They have to hit a 20. Or, they have modifiers, so it's never just like equivalent to that. But like, if I want something that is very easy, it's a 5. Maybe this is literally what it's in the DMG. Like somewhere in the middle ground, it's like I want them to basically get this most times as a 10. 15 is like, okay, there's a good chance that they can miss this. 20 is like you're expecting them to miss it. And then I just adjust and I say throw in random numbers. I'm like, this may be more of a 13. And here's a fun thing. Early on, you might not want to do this, but as you do this more and more, the idea of saying what the DC is before they roll is really important, because it sets the tension. If you know there's like, do I get this or not? And you roll the dice and then the DM goes, you succeed or fail. You then like the tension isn't there. It's like you're still waiting for the DM to tell you what happened. So you don't know if the number you got is good or bad. And if you set the tension like, okay, the number is 15, and now you know that you have to roll a 15 or higher. When you roll the dice, and if you see a 15 or higher, you are way more hyped. So I think it's good to give the players those moments of excitement. Some subplots they could find if they talk to someone and go to specific areas. Example, one player is a warlock. If he spends the night in the inn, his demon boss will come visit him. Oh yeah, that's cool. The subplots are idea. Yeah, you're not gonna again, I don't know if you're doing a one shot or like what, but yeah, I think you can always have those pop in, and you can make that happen in any capacity. If you just want the demon boss to show up wherever, he can show up wherever. It doesn't have to be just that. And then here's the last piece of advice from the community. Don't get too hooked up on voices. Start with normal people having normal conversations to get into the groove of having a good flow, and then start to mix in the inflections, accents, and mannerisms. Seen quite a few first-time GMs start with a British accent, a lot of thus and these, or thous and these, and often get really hung up on the exactly right words to say next. Okay, I've done this for sure, where I gave an accent that I thought was going to be like really good for a character, and I could do it like, certain phrases, but I couldn't do it in the context of like a full conversation or things that were not in that character's like normal range of speaking. So that character sucked. They weren't fun to talk to because I was too busy trying to like say the right thing or make sure my accent was good. It's like, make sure you can do whatever the voice is, and it doesn't have to be an accent. It doesn't have to be a voice. Sometimes literally just like changing the cadence of the way you speak, or maybe the timbre. And all you do is high or low, fast or slow, add a little bit of like a catchphrase that guy says, and you got a character. It doesn't have to be. If you can do the voice, awesome. Lean into it, but don't get caught up in it. Okay, that was all the advice from the community. I appreciate everybody who wrote this. And then I guess the last little bit is if anybody has questions, right? If anybody is wondering if they have any specific problems with their D&D, like as a new DM they're looking for, I would love to hear them. If you are a DM and you think, again, I missed something, please let me know so we can inform the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the lightning rod. Lots of small monsters for a big AoE. Animals for the Druid Ranger. For God's sake, shoot an arrow at the monk. Yep, players want to do awesome things. Give them a chance. Yeah. That makes sense. Like you're literally setting your players up to have moments of big success. Yeah. Again, the goal is not to win against your players. The goal is to tell a story with them and then make sure everybody has fun. And sometimes that is setting up set pieces that makes the players feel awesome. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's a one-shot, but if my players love it, it will become a real campaign. That's why I set a cliffhanger end with the comeback of a dragon in the end of the session. That's great. The cliffhanger end is good, and then, yeah, you guys can do it again. And, yeah, if those people like those characters, you can run it back. I do think it's also good to not commit I think the same way it is for DMs to, do different campaigns so they can get better at growing and trying and write new things. I think it's really good for players to also make new characters so they can make better characters and, do things differently instead of they did it one way and now it's always been that way and they've never changed, Yeah, okay, so... I mean, if that's all you guys got, or if that's all you guys are looking into, I think, that's all I can think of for advice for new DMs. I think you should definitely do it. If you have any interest, give it a chance. Okay, it's so fun. The first time that you create a scenario and it turns out to make everybody laugh, or like people are like, "Whoa, that's awesome," you're gonna be hooked. It's such a good feeling. I practice voices while driving to work in my car. I'm alone, and it's a good chance. Yeah, practicing voices in the car is definitely good. And also, like, listening to podcasts that have, like, people speaking different accents so you can mimic the specific words is really helpful. And voice acting is fun. But, again, voice acting is just, like, the cosmetic. It's not the character. So, I think people get lost in like, I'm doing an accent, therefore the character. No. I figured out the character, but I think the real character is like figuring out, making sure the NPC has like wants and desires, and it's not just a thing that's standing there waving with a exclamation point over their head saying, I have a quest for you. You know, that I like making, like, I love making shopkeepers that don't want to deal with them as customers right now because they're busy, like they're in a fight with their significant other right now. So they're like, this is not, they're like, they'll help you, but they're like, yeah, I know this is my job, I'm supposed to help you, but I'm busy with this other thing. And that's like a good way to give that character a full motivation that's engaged in something else and feels real, instead of just like he's been waiting in the shop for them to buy their thing, you know? But yeah, always good to practice voices if you want, but you never have to. I think players are always going to be fine with it no matter what. Should I keep my normal voice or try to take some accent while playing NPCs? I'm afraid to be cringe while doing the old lady. Here's my hard advice on this. If you're going to do it, commit. You know? Like if you do it, even, no matter how bad it is, that's when you just like own that that's what you're doing, and then it becomes funny, right? Like that's the good comedy element of it. But yeah, like, you know, if you feel uncomfortable doing it, don't do it, because you don't want to stop the storytelling that's happening. But I think it's good to at least give some indication that you are not, you, the DM, like me, Kevin, I am not speaking right now. It's you know, Jeff, you know, the town guard. So giving some way of saying that it's something different is good. Do you play an NPC that you run with the party as like your own PC in the game? Hey Ryan, thanks for swinging in. I do not, and I think you should try and avoid having a NPC that's basically a player character. Like if you want to play, just be a player. You know, I think giving you're going to be so many people in the party. Now here's the thing: sometimes the players bring along people that you did not expect them to, and that's going to happen. But usually I try to avoid having the NPC run along with the party, because then I'm not trying to direct them on what they're doing. I don't want to give them any insight on what they think is best. I'm just trying to control the rest of the world around them and not tell them, you know, well, we should actually go this way, you know, because I can still do that with NPCs if that's literally what my players are looking for. Usually they're not looking for that. So, yeah, it's usually not my thing. I would try to avoid it if you could. I use the DOG method for base level NPCs: description, occupation, goals. Those three bases can build decent NPCs with little effort. Yeah. Description, occupation, goals. Yeah. I think that's very good. Yeah, I'm trying to think if that's kind of what I do. I do a little bit more deep diving on it. I like writing a little like blurb for who they are and like their different mannerisms and ticks. Not mannerisms. No, I guess mannerisms. Mannerisms works. But yeah. I think I do. Descriptions, occupations, goals. Yeah, I usually give them a job. I describe who they are. I give them what they want, and then I talk about what kind of personality traits they have. So yeah, dog method is good. I appreciate that advice. Definitely a good idea. I think it helps to give almost all of your NPCs somebody to be, you know? Mostly for the unexpected out of nowhere needs. Yeah, that's a perfect example. Like when you don't know what to do, just quickly be like, this is what they look like. This is who they are. This is what they're doing. And they have a goal, and think about that. You're ready to just pop that NPC into anywhere. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Dennis, how long have you been DMing? Have you been DMing for a while? Yeah, I got to remember. I got to Sly Flourish. I got to check out his thing. Out of nowhere NPCs. Man, I'm so excited to play. Whenever we do these streams and we talk about it, I'm always just like, let's go play. But the problem is, we got a Halloween party this Friday, and that's usually when we play, so we're not playing this week. A few years, then a long pause, came back during Rona. Yeah, the classic. The pandy was rough. NZ, my training ended 2.5 hours early. Now I can listen. Well, great, man. Well, if you got any questions, now's the time. You know, yeah, if you're looking for anything specific, please let me know. I'm happy to help out. DM in high school and college, then restarted when kid hit middle school. Oh, nice. Yeah, coming back to it. That's great. Are you DMing for your kids? That's awesome. I feel like that'd be so much fun. To pass your hobby down. That's great. Throw on some music. Spotify. For middle school D&D club. Oh, sick. I didn't even think about that. My school didn't have a D&D club. What the heck? I gotta talk to some people now. Stream beats. Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, this is, if nobody has any more questions, I think we're going to mellow out. I think I'm planning on doing a Baldur's Gate stream this week. This week I'm going to try and stream every day of the week. Well, at least Monday through Friday. We'll see. I think the weekends I'm going to be busy. They have MTG Night and Board Game Club too. Love JOS School. That's awesome. MTG Night? What the heck? That's in schools now? I can't. That's wild. I mean, I'm happy. Good for them, you know? Let's see. Artist playlist. Put some. There we go. As my players are new to D&D, I've created their characters for them. A warlock, a ranger, an artificer, and a fighter, and a rogue. Is it good for a team? I know there's no healer. It's gonna be fine, man. The healer is helpful, but again, if this is their first time, you're not trying to play a game that is actually challenging for is that the right word here? Right? You're not actually trying to put them to the test. They're just trying to wet their toes in the game, you know? So you don't want to just throw them into the deep end. Yeah, man, I think you want to. I think this is fine. Gives everybody an option to do it, and then after that, I think making a character is something that players should definitely do, because then it makes them connected, and then they'll more likely to show up to D&D than not. They'll fall off if they're not even making their own characters. It's just inevitable. You'll never get a session. I mean, maybe not, but the classic scheduling errors. And people who fall out of love with D&D, which happens, you know what I mean? You just gotta make sure you're fluid, adjust who can come. Keep it going. Yeah, so I'm thinking about running a Baldur's Gate stream this week, and I think it'd be fun to use, I have a character backstory cheat sheet. Let me see if I can pull that up. That I would like to use to be able to role play my character when I play what's it called? Baldur's Gate. Gotta go to docs. Lots of middle school and high schools have D&D clubs now. I know several need more DMs, as there are far more players than DMs, and the group size gets too big for fun. Oh yeah, there's definitely a limit on how many people you can have. Check your local school if you can. Great volunteer opportunity. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, thanks for anything. Any tip is good to take. Yeah, man. No, this is great. Strike, I hope you have so much fun, man. Thursday's your first session. Welcome to the rest of your life, man. You're locked in now. But dude, that's great. I'm so happy that you're getting into it. And would be a good volunteer opportunity. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, here we go. So I have this so this is my character backstory cheat sheet. Let's see if I can zoom in for mobile. Right, you got your name, class, race, age, appearance, and then I went through. I have a video. Oh, hit me up, NZ. What do you got? But yeah, so a personality. You have a main personality trait. I mean, if we do this, I'll go through this a little bit more clearly. Maybe this will be tomorrow's stream. Is like how to make a good character, and we'll do a interactive stream. Personality traits, flaws. You know, you have your likes, like a favorite hobby, favorite quality in a person, favorite way to relax, dislikes, something gross, what bothers you about other people, something boring. Your fears, what's your charisma like? What's your intelligence like? What's your wisdom like? Where are you from? Parents, siblings, significant others, kids, best friends, economic upbringing, previous jobs, connection to one other player, connection to one NPC. I mean, that stuff's going to be hard in Baldur's Gate, but whatever. Motivation, inciting incident to become an adventurer, reason for adventuring, personal goal, secondary goal. These are super valuable. It's going to, again, also kind of be hard in Baldur's Gate, but maybe we come up with something interesting there. Mysterious part of your past that you're hiding from the other players. That's going to be, maybe I just do that and I hide it from chat. Something on your bucket list, which is good. Mechanical quirk. I won't be able to do that in Baldur's Gate, but I think everybody should do mechanical quirks in their game, and then just a quick little backstory and other notes. So yeah, I think that would be fun to like create a character and run it through Baldur's Gate. I've only played like maybe 5 hours, 10 hours. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far in. I'm very slow when it comes to that, so I'm going to try and play a little bit more streamlined instead of like do everything. What's a good resource for scaling challenge ratings for your party's level or number of people in the party? DC for skill checks and monster challenge ratings. This answer is not going to help you. Yeah, boy, Hufflepuff. I love the name. Literally playing now. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, man. I as someone who has played so much D&D and has barely touched Baldur's Gate 3, I really should get through it. Okay, so NZ, how do I answer this? I don't do these things. I don't use monster challenge ratings. And maybe this is a problem because it's just experience, and now I've taken that for granted, and I don't know how to give you effective advice on that other than like just do it and something's gonna fail and then adjust. Because I think CRs are so broken. Like I think a lot of people I know do not use the CR ratings on monsters. And so it's more like action economy is really important. So I think, you know, the classic, like have one big bad guy, one like mage user as a sidekick, and then like a bunch of like fodder with guys with super low HP that you can power through, and then making sure that's action economy is equivalent to what your players are doing is like a good idea. DC skill checks, again, I don't think there has anything to do with scaling with party level. I mean, because what's really hard is how drastically different is it from 2 to 3 players? I mean, it's pretty significant, right? And then how drastic is it from 4 to 5? You know, that's also significant enough where like 5 players can target down somebody and kill the main boss in one turn if they all use like their strongest spell on the main guy, you know? And they all hit and they all do good damage. Like you can really ruin an encounter. So even like when you do everything right, you're still going to get encounters that are just terrible. They're just trash, you know? They're not going to work out well. So it's really hard to balance other than experience. So I don't know. I mean, if someone else has other tips, but my advice for that is scaling challenge rating for party level I mean, here's the other thing. All my encounters are usually a little bit more like they're not just straight up HP, like who does the most damage. They're usually puzzle encounters. And I've said this on other streams, but like a lot of my encounters are more about figuring out how to manage like a ticking time bomb kind of problem while avoiding getting killed and doing enough damage in the meantime to be able to kill the thing. Well, I think this coming week we're going to do how to make a good encounter stream. Which you should hop in for that, and I'll give you like all the things I do to make a good encounter, and then that kind of gives you an idea of how I do my monster challenge ratings, because it's less about just like 5v5 and fight. I think D&D combat's kind of fucked up, to be completely honest. Like if there's a 5v5 fight and the fight is balanced at all, there's no way a player doesn't die if the monsters are actually being reasonable. Like the same way that the players know the same way the players know to like focus fire one guy so that then there's one less guy to attack you, the monsters would know that too, you know? So the fact that they're not like, well, we go for the squishy mage and we kill him immediately. Total players level divided by 4 if under level 5, otherwise divided by 2 is total CR is equal or greater than just likely. Subbing now, great stream. Dennis, I appreciate you swinging by, man. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for the extra piece of advice. I'm sure other people who are watching this are very appreciative of it too. Take care. I'll see you on the next one, man. Yeah, D&D combat's so messed up. I mean, it also, yeah, boy, Hufflepuff. Yeah, I mean, you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now. If you play on any of the hard settings, like, you have to kind of save scum, right? Like, it's actually extremely difficult to win these fights because it's very easy for the monsters to win if the DM is actually trying to kill you. You know? Like, it seems broken. And I love Baldur's Gate, and they've definitely made a lot of changes to make the combat feel better, but like it's definitely not balanced to be legitimate, like a legitimate fighting game. And that's why we don't, in my games, I don't lean so much into combat. It's a lot more about puzzle solving and storytelling and role play. Because if I wanted to play a really good fighting game, I'd play like Elden Ring, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's not the best answer, but yeah. Honor mode, there is no save scum. Oh, damn. Is that what you're playing right now? Honor mode? How do people beat that? I mean, I guess, again, you can cheat. There's also things you can do to cheese the game, right? Like, can't you, like, throw boxes? But I do DM and agree. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, you basically have to learn the cheat codes and then play that way. Because again, like here's the other thing. Hopefully your players want a good experience and are not trying to just... People can min-max. I'm not saying that. But hopefully they're not trying to just min-max to the point that the game is just like destroyed. You know? Where like they can just kill the major boss because you just took advantage of the fact that there's loopholes in the rules of D&D. You know, it's cool to figure those things out. And I love those videos where people come up with... you know, like the best builds for that. But come on, man. Like, you can't have that in your game. There's no way the DM is already having such a hard time balancing the combat anyways. Don't add more to that. Create water plus lightning is my cheat code. Yeah, druid power. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You create water, you lightning, and then you do it over and over and over again. Oh, you dodged? Well, the Demogorgon comes through a portal and attacks you. Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, some of the factors. So that's why, okay, this is why I say I think you should fudge rolls. Hot take. I think you should definitely be fudging rolls. I get people who aren't, and if you're playing that kind of game, cool. Like, okay, I just did a podcast with, his name is Enothi Strife, okay? Oh, I do have to make a community post about that. Ooh, I gotta remember to do that. But yeah, so we just did a podcast. You guys should check it out. And he said he created a combat encounter that was basically like a Dark Souls roguelite, where like you went into the dungeon and then you got to certain checkpoints if you made it to like a far enough point. So when you died, you went back to those checkpoints and then kept going, right? So like it's okay if your character died because you just respawned. And that's when combat can be like really brutal and tough because there's a respawn point. But if the option is we're playing for 4 or 5 hours and someone gets into a combat and then they die in the first hour and now we don't have a good way to bring them back into the game that fits the story, now they just have to sit there. That's not really like the ideal scenario, man. That sucks. It's the worst. So yeah, D&D combat, you gotta fudge the rules, man. You gotta adjust and make it so, like, also if they're stomping the bad guys, guess what? They just got double health, bud. This encounter was supposed to be more dramatic. The fact that you just steamrolled it is not fun for anybody. This guy's actually not close to dying. You know? I think that's a good way to go about it. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll come back and we'll figure out what we're doing for the rest of the stream. All right. Please enjoy this ad. All right, we back. We're back. We're back. We're back. All right. Mars Deadwood. I do play Magic. I play a lot of Magic. I don't have any cards on my desk right now. Yeah, I play quite a bit. I get my wizard a tome that lets him cast reincarnation once per 10 day. So if a player dies, they can come back, but as something different. So there's still some cost to death. Oh, that's interesting. I like that a lot. Yeah, and then you give them out so they can die. I mean, yeah, I know resurrection exists. I don't like resurrection. It's in the type of game that I play. It's like, what's the point of death? Then you're gonna be fine. We can always save you. There's no real cost, but I do like that it comes back as something else, so there is a cost. When you have a party versus a BBEG encounter, how do you determine who the BBEG attacks each turn? See, this is one of those things that you have to decide how you want to play your encounters, and this is why a session 0 is really important in Z, because maybe your characters really want tough combat, and then you decide the best way to do it. Otherwise, you can kind of figure out how to spread the love, or you can roll a dice and set, like, you got 6 players, roll a d6 and give a number to him, and he goes like, he attacks this way. And so you can randomize it, or you can just go with however you feel. You get to decide. It's really how you want to mess with your players. I gave my butcher a sneak 66 and fighting skills 88, precision 100, making them the most efficient killer. Ooh, nice. I was thinking about if my warlock player dies, his boss will appear and save him. If he accepts to sell more of his soul, he's saved, but with consequences. Oh, that's a good. Yeah, it's always good. Yeah, I'm a big warlock fan. I like it a lot. He creaks through your windows and bashes the old lady's head in with a hammer. Yeah, yeah. You little murder hobo, aren't you, Mars? You love it. You love the chaos. Whoever looks like the most fun to hit. Yeah. Mars, what do you need? You need some help with Magic? What do you got? I mean, honestly, we could play Magic. Are you guys feeling like playing any video games? You want to work on any D&D stuff? What are we feeling? Oh, are we talking about D&D? I'm working on a story that requires 3 people who play Magic the Gathering, and I don't know how to play Magic the Gathering. Anyone people can help. Johnny, what's up, man? Sorry to hear you're at work. Thanks for hopping in, though. I'm going to be streaming all week, Johnny. So hopefully I catch you Monday through Friday. Hopefully I catch you another time. I'm working on a story that requires 3 people who play Magic the Gathering, and I don't know how to play Magic the Gathering. I mean, what are you looking for, Mars? How can we help you as someone who plays Magic the Gathering? You know what I mean? Just play BG3 instead? Yeah. Thanks, Johnny. Have fun at work, man. Don't get fired. All the normal things. Well, all you need to do is just design gameplay strategy, 3 different gameplay strategies, 3 different cards. Mars, I'm gonna be honest, dude. I have no clue what you're asking me right now. You want me to design a Magic the Gathering thing for a story you're working on? Dude, you should learn to play Magic. Go on Arena. There's like a tutorial. It's good for you. Magic is good for you, okay? They live in the D&D universe. Just a gameplay. Oh, you just need gameplay? Dude, you should just learn to play Magic, my man. I think that's the real trick here. Just gameplay. I'm good. I'm eating lunch dinner. I ran playing MTG Arena if you want to learn Magic. Yeah, thank you. Michael, may I look up other Planeswalkers like Justice League World and like Onslaught Cycle? What? Oh yeah, didn't they come up with MTG Marvel Secret Lair? That's what it is. What do we got? Didn't they come up with Marvel Secret Lair? That's so good. Some rated me Magic Arena and it was not useful. Oh no. Boom. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. There's got to be videos to play Magic. There's got to be tutorials somewhere, right? I can't remember when I learned to play Magic. Was it Arena? Max is good. Ditch the materials. Is including... Yeah, always ditch the materials. Is including romance good or bad in a session? No explicit content, just love stories? That's a great question, brother. Strack, is including romance good or bad? I think it depends very much on your players, but here's the thing. At a certain point, if you're playing an NPC that your players are trying to romance, sooner or later it's just you and that person flirting at a table. Sometimes you're just kissing your homies, you know what I mean? And that's just what you do. But you got to know the relationship and the encounter, and a lot of people don't love that idea, and some people do. You know, so you got to talk to your players. And it doesn't nothing explicit. I mean, love stories for 2 NPCs is always good. I like to do that because then no one has to engage with it. They just get to see that it's happening around them. And then you can make a fun little story around that or be silly, whatever you want to do. Sister Ghost, Sorcerer to Warlock. Okay. You could watch an MTG tournament final and summarize for your story. Oh, that's a good... Nevermole, great advice. Very good advice. It just took more time than it needed. I just need you to design 3 different gameplay strategies, 3 different card users. I already got the character designed, and all you need to do is just design how they play, like what creatures they use, what characters they summon, blah, blah, blah. Are you asking me to make a deck? Dude, I don't even know what this is for. Is this like for your YouTube channel? What are you doing, bub? I would... You know, all the like what characters they use. I like the concepts. I like the concepts you got going on. It's just for my that's what I'm asking. Like, what story? Well, you just became a simp to the princess. Oh, yeah, well, you just became a simp to the princess. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. At a certain point, you're just looking your friends dead in the eyes and are like, I would like to kiss you now. And you're just staring there for a while. You know what I mean? Romance at the table is very tricky unless you better know everybody there. Don't start pulling that stuff out with people you're just playing at the game store with. You know, chill out. All right, I want to look at these magic. Earth's Mightiest Emblem. Arcane Signet, yeah, of course. I can't believe that Marvel has already entered in. Do you have to hold eye contact that long? Oh, I mean, that's how I flirt. Is that not how you flirt, Nevermole? Just, I don't blink either. I get eye drops, so I now have to break eye contact. That's how I got married. Bruh, astronomical cringe potential. What? I'm just saying, guys. Guys, come on. I'm just flirting. Relax. Okay, Black Panther. That's cool. Or are these just like original cards? Well, some of these aren't. First Strike. Whenever Black Panther, another creature you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on target land you control. What the heck? Move all 1/1 counters from target land you control onto a target creature. If 1 or more 1/1 counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Okay. How do you save a session when it becomes blatantly obvious that the party is not going to either survive or accomplish the goal quest? That's a good question. How do you save... NZ, how do you save a session when it becomes blatantly obvious that the party is not going to either survive or accomplish the goal or quest? So again, I think it's good to have like these fail state ideas, right? These things that you can like pull out of your back pocket and swap over. Like, so like if they fail a fight, they don't have to get murdered. It depends. Sometimes they might get caught for ransom, right? And they So like they trap them, they take all their stuff, they put them in their jail, and so the players wake up after being knocked unconscious and losing the fight, being tied up without any other things, and now you get to do escape prison, and that's how you change the session, or accomplish the goal quest. They might fail, and I think it's okay to fail the quest. What you do is you just make it so that when they fail the quest, the next thing they do is that like the next quest they have, there's consequences that by failing this previous one, now there's the extra implications. You weren't able to stop the ogre, so now the ogre has destroyed some of the city and released prisoners from prison, and now you have this extra thing. And all you do is, you can never make it so the end state is that the game can't continue, right? You always have to have a continuation. So failure shouldn't mean finishing. Failure and like being done. Failure should mean just a continuation of the story. When you think about movies, most of the movie is the characters failing, right? It's them not succeeding at what they were hoping to do, and then they have to try to do something else. And only in the very end do they succeed, right? So that's like how a story arc works. So failing is completely fine. I had to DM for more than a year before I felt comfortable doing the romance stuff. Yeah. That makes sense. It's a horror story about a Prejudice Magic the Gathering. Prejudice Magic the Gathering is just a group of friends hanging out, playing Magic, and the main protagonist hates one certain character at the table. Okay. The emotionless stare with absolute silence. I don't want to make it with all three of these characters have interests. I want to make them hardcore board gamers. Magic the Gathering is just a relief point. The story is about two killers who paint portraits of their victims. It's about two killers who paint portraits. Oh, that's interesting. Well, Mars, I wish you the best of luck. I'm not gonna be able to make those decks for you, or because I don't know if I'm the guy. I'm not well enough versed to be able to lock in with you there. But you know we can't look at these Marvel Magic the Gathering cards. So, Black Panther doesn't seem that good. 2 mana is good, but it just seems like, I don't know. It just seems not overwhelming, but I mean, maybe that's a good thing. I hate when these secret layers are like so broken that you can't ever, like you have to buy them because you can't find the cards anywhere else. Oh, they have a Captain America one. Throw. Okay, for 3 mana for a Jeskai, 4/4. Unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value. Divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Oh, that's actually sick. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. That's great. What's that card that's like a giant hammer? Right? Isn't it super expensive? But it like gives you 10/10. I wonder if that's expensive. Would a critical fail lead to a death of a party member, like accidental friendly fire? Okay, so critical fails. This is how I do critical fails, okay? Critical fails, I think, are just as fun as critical successes. So whenever someone rolls a 1, what I do is I pull out the percentile dice, okay? And I roll the percentile dice, and you either decide high or low is bad, right? So like, let's say the lower the number, the worse the outcome is. And I usually never just kill my players because you shouldn't always, you shouldn't have a 5% chance, because, to roll a 1 is a 5% chance to like literally destroy yourself, but it should have like severe consequences. And the lower the number, the more severe the consequences are, and the harder it makes the story. I wouldn't say that it kills the player, but it just makes it so like all of the guards are alerted, and enough that people on the outside heard the bang, and they're so confused that they even have called the guards from around the town. So now you have to worry about like the guards in the building and then the guards also around, The story about 2 killer. I'm still confused that Marvel is doing this when they literally have a competing guard game. That's actually so true, Nevermole. I didn't even think about that. They have isn't Marvel Snap? Is that what they have? Why would they do this? This seems crazy. Black Panther doesn't seem like I'm getting sick of this having a look for people who play Magic the Gathering. Black Panther doesn't seem... I'm getting sick of this having to look for people who play Magic the Gathering. Playing the Magic the Gathering myself is just too confusing. I want to actually showcase TG. My autocorrect picked up on your language. Yeah, 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 I hear you, man. Maybe just, but if it's your story and you don't know Magic the Gathering, just implement something else, right? Like it doesn't. It sounds like you could just make it something that you do know about, so that you could more authentically incorporate it into your story. That would be my 2 cents. But what do I know? Colossus Hammer, cheap to play, like 10 to equip. Ah, I see. But yeah, Cap sounds awesome. Like more unique. Bryon Stout Arm. Oh yeah, I love Stout Arm. Yeah, Marvel Snap. I like this idea. MTG, most expensive mana equipments. I thought this was going to be easier. I thought I would just see a list, but I don't know why I thought that. 3, 10. Oh, here we go. Excalibur. So how you'd have to somehow cheat it into play. Oh no, this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of a historic permanent you control. That's actually not bad. So maybe you could cheat this into play. This would be sick. Attack with vigilance. A 10. What is he? A 14/4, and then unattach, and then deal that damage. That seems sick. I like that little combo. Oh yeah, Cauldron Complete would also be really good. Yeah, you're right. Colossus Hammer is only 1 mana. I went to my first Magic the Gathering tournament, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just had a really dinky Elves deck, and it was a combo deck that just popped off. And I was playing, and this dude attacked me, and he was playing some like weird equipment deck, and I didn't know anything about this equipment deck. And so he attacked me, and I was like, I'd rather save my elves. I can just take like whatever, the 7 damage. And he goes, you don't block? And I go, no. And he goes, and he like really quickly throws Colossus Hammer down because he had something that gave his equipment's flash, and he immediately attached it, and I died onto like a double striker 1/1. And I was just like, and he was just like, yeah, that'll happen. I was like, yeah, dude, that will happen. I didn't know I was going to get bullied at this Magic tournament. It was absolutely destroyed. Did you watch? I haven't watched Vox Machina. I would love to watch Vox Machina. But I have yet to take the time to do it. Dude, what I would love to do is do like a movie night. Obviously, I can't stream it, but like maybe if we open a Discord, we could do a movie night where anybody who's in the Discord, we can just stream on that and do like a group watch. It'd be fun to do like a Vox Machina watch through. I also thought it'd be fun to do like because I've only seen like I like Dimension 20, right? And I've only seen the first season. It'd be fun to do like a watch through of all of the Dimension 20 stuff. I feel like that'd be a good time. Am I into any of these other cards? If you control a commander, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. Creatures you control gain indestructible end of turn. Oh, this is going to become a staple. Flawless Maneuver. Or maybe it already is. Does this exist? This isn't a new card, is it? Strike, have you watched... I mean, do you recommend Vox Machina? Is it good? Is it held up? Okay, now here's the thing. If I'm gonna do I'm Team Iron Man if we're doing Marvel Avengers. Flying Haste 4/4 for 5. Whenever Iron Man attacks, create a treasure token and then may sacrifice a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value. Put it into the battlefield tapped and shuffle. I do like this like messing around. You liked it? Okay, that's good to know. I do like the messing around with whatever it's called. What is this called? What is this called? Why can't I think of it? Whatever. It's good. Yeah. Sorry. Checking settings. I do like messing around with artifacts. That's definitely my style. Commander's Plate. Cool. Galvanic Blast. Yep. Soul Ring. Ooh, that's a nice little soul ring. Inventor's Fair Treasure. If you saw the Vox Machina D&D game, it stays true to it, but changes things up in ways that feel more fluid. That would make sense. Yeah, I mean, you can't write a story in the same way that you play a D&D session. Storm, Force of Nature. Wait, what the? Storm? Oh, right, I guess because they own... what the hell is this called? The mutants. What the hell is this called? Why am I blanking on this? Wolverine and what are they called? I keep on saying mutants, and that's not it. I'm an idiot. The Storm Force, the X-Men. Oh my gosh, that took forever. Don't get old, man. That's what this means. Don't get old. You can't. All right. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. Hell yeah, I do like the Storm effect for Storm. Seems very good. I love these decks in Commander, but the problem is you just can't play them because you just win the game. Wolverine. Double all damage Wolverine would deal. Okay. At the beginning of each instep, if a Wolverine dealt damage to another creature this turn, put a 1/1 counter on him. Regenerate Wolverine. That's actually a cool card. I like this a lot. Oh, with a Berserk? Oh! Wolverine seems good. Good Gruul. Good Gruul stuff. What are we doing? Magic's really gone to a place, huh? It's really adjusted. I wonder if this is the... I gotta figure out. All right, so what do you guys say? I'm thinking about playing a game. So we're gonna play either Magic, Baldur's Gate. Okay. Oh, dude, I've been playing a lot of Teamfight Tactics, some TFT. And I'm so close to ranking up to Emerald. And I want to get to Emerald before the end of the set, which is like, I think a week or 2 weeks away. And I'm stuck there at Platinum 1 and 2. I keep on just bouncing back and forth. I'm so close. We could also play TFT. What are you guys feeling? Let me see. That PG3 but a mod campaign. What's oh, okay, what's the modded campaigns? Nevermore. I haven't opened this in forever. Are metallic dragons nice with humans, or are they just less disdainful than chromatic ones? I don't know what the lore is on that. This would be my advice. You get to decide. You decide if metallic dragons are nice with humans. No one's gonna tell you. You get a pick. I mean, so I'm sure there's lore that exists. I basically just step away and just make whatever the lore I want. So the dev tools unlocked. With dev tools unlocked, a bunch of people have used BG3 as a custom D&D campaign generator. That's actually sick. I know. So if you ever played Divinity Original Sin 2, which is by Lawrence Studio, who made Baldur's Gate 3, right? They had a D&D, a Dungeon Master mode, where you could literally go through and make whatever you wanted, right? Like you could set up the monsters, and I thought that would be actually a lot of fun if I was playing online. I accept. If you were playing online, and you just wanted to have a combat, Divinity was so good. Divinity was so good, man. All right, I played more Divinity because I just haven't touched as much of Baldur's Gate 3. How, in Baldur's Gate, oh, hey, we're not playing Baldur's Gate today. I got a huge update. I played 21 hours. That's still a lot. I'm not that far in, though. What's better, Divinity or Baldur's Gate? Oh yeah, we got 8 gigs there. All right. Well, then the option is Divinity for me. Yeah, that's fair. To be fair, I think Baldur's Gate is like obviously their updated version of polishing the same kind of thing over and over again, and now it's, you know, perfect. All right, well, I guess Baldur's Gate's out for now because I got a lot of gigs to download. Oh, my neck. Dude, I gotta posture check myself. Everybody posture check. Where are their shoulders? Do you have that gamer neck? You know what I mean? Straighten up. Okay. Clean it up there, pal. All right, I guess between a Magic draft, we could do a draft, or we could do a TFT match. What are you guys feeling? Tomorrow, this is the plan. Tomorrow we're going to do a Baldur's Gate stream. We're going to make a character, and then we're going to play Baldur's Gate. And we're going to RP our hearts out playing through Baldur's Gate. Okay? Ooh, TFT. TFT is Teamfight Tactics. It's like it is like a draft. It's like Magic Gathering draft in the sense, like, it's not a card game. It's an auto battler. So you put your guys on the field, and then they fight for you. It's actually a pretty complicated game. So if we played it, I'd try to explain the rules as best I can. The hard part about that game is it is such a info dump before you start playing, right? Like you have to know so much, like, and they have no tutorial. It's kind of crazy how little information they give you to start playing that game, but it's a lot of fun. Also, unless my Steam, oh, actually, we're getting through this Baldur's Gate update, no problem. Yeah, what's the... Okay, yeah, here's the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I'm going to start doing some other streams, you dig? And I want to figure out what you guys want to talk about D&D. Is there any, like, things you guys are interested in discussing and looking into? I want to do making a good player, or making a good character would be a good stream. Making character stream, right? We just did the DM advice, was really good. Maybe a new player advice might be good, right? Like what a new player wants to do. I don't know. What if we do something like? Yeah. I want to definitely do how to make better encounters. Better encounters we'll probably do for sure this week, because that one's basically done. What I need to do is finish. I made like a what's it called? What are they, like a one shot? Like, I put it in and made it nice. In this, there's a program that you can turn text into, like, making it look like a D&D book. I just have to go through and edit it, because the text, I just stream of conscious wrote it out instead of, like, making it clean and precise. So I want to make that better. I have to do that before that stream. But I think we're going to use that encounter that I made as an example of how to make a better encounter, and, like, the rules you should do when you're making your own encounter. Better encounters. Baldur's Gate for sure. I do have to do some D&D prep. Maybe we could do that. Maybe that could be after we do the encounter. I have to prep a heist. We did a stream where we prepped a puzzle, and that was good. I have really good ideas for the puzzle. I do need to do another puzzle. That would be really, really nice. I never played D&D until a few months ago, and just DM'd my first party with Dragons of Storm Wreck Isle. I was very surprised that I not really enjoy combat. Yeah, man. I don't think you're alone in that. I think combat needs some tweaking to be good. It took my 6 players that long to kill 3 zombies. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is your people who are new to D&D. People who are new to D&D have a hard time because they're like looking through their stats. So some of that is just going to speed up when people figure out how to play their game, and then you're going to figure out there's different ways. I literally have a way to do combat where everybody does their turn at the exact same time, so that way you can like really burn through and hopefully get quicker encounters if you like that. But that is, you know, Maybe we could talk about that. Better combat would be a good stream, huh? That'd be nice. Do you make D&D sessions online with viewers? Like playing? I don't. We could try something like that. Do you make D&D sessions with online with viewers? Yeah, I mean that would be fun. I think it would be fun again. So this is why I should make a Discord. What are we doing? I should make a Discord, and then that way we can have like stuff like that's not fully streamed, but if people want to play, and we can maybe do like a one shots. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Get a little community together, you know? That way, if people want to play in the chat together, if they would need to find group, that way everybody can play together, and I can hop in and we can play some too. The problem I have is I not have enough time. Yeah, boy, Hufflepuff. Sorry for veering off topic. Do you have any thoughts on Veilguard? What is a Veilguard? I struggle with puzzle encounters. Combat can be good if you treat it like a chess game with fireballs. Yeah. Again, this is why I think you don't want to just... I'm bored of D&D combat too, and that's why most of my encounters are not just killing the thing. It's doing something else. So, NZ, when we do the better encounters one, definitely swing by that one. I can give you some better insight. Yeah, you'd be happy to play. That'd be fun. What is Veilguard? Let's see. Veilguard. Oh, is Veilguard Dragon Age? Oh, yeah. I played Dragon Age forever ago. I haven't played any of the new ones. I have to go. Thank you for all the advice. Strack, thanks for swinging in, man. I really appreciate it. Good luck in the D&D session. I really hope it goes well. Yeah, man, I think it's gonna... I think you're gonna kill it. It seems like you have enough prep, enough ideas. It's gonna go really well. Nevermold, just curious, are you trying to become a full-time streamer? I don't know, man. I'm streaming now because I have some time. I freelance for work, and the end of the year where I live, it always slows down because when it starts getting cold, we shoot less. So, yeah, I just have some time, and I was making a lot of shorts. I was making a lot of YouTube videos, and I've just... I'm interested in just keep on trying other things and seeing what I like best, right? Like I really like making the shorts, but I don't get as much gratification as I do when we stream, because then I get to like talk to you guys, and that's way more fun than because you just put the short out and then it just happens, and like the numbers go up or they go down, and you as someone who makes the videos, you don't want to put your like well-being and how well the shorts do. So I kind of have to like separate myself from how well the numbers do. So when it does well, I'm like, okay, great. And if it does poorly, I'm like, okay, great. And then that way I don't really get a lot of gratification from like when it does really well, because I've tried to level out not feeling too strongly about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so what I'm saying is I have a lot of fun streaming. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not... my short, and I do enjoy making shorts. I want to do both, but I also want to stream as well. Strack, see you later, man. Heroes Forever. Hey, I saw your short. It's funny. Thanks, man. All classes are sneaking. I'm really glad you liked it, dude. Yeah, I love making those. They're a lot of fun to make. I just wish they were more social. I got to talk my friends into being in them, because I like doing it with people, right? Like, it's just being isolated from it. Man, yeah, and I appreciate you guys coming and spending some time in the stream, you know, on top of the fact that, like, you watch my shorts. It seriously means a lot. It's kind of crazy to me, because it doesn't feel real that it's happened, if that makes any sense. You know? Like, I don't feel... Like, I feel like I put this stuff out, and it just doesn't feel, like, tangible. But when people tell me that I don't know that they like it, or, like... Again, when people, it's happened to several times now where people recognize me out and about. It's like, it's pretty. I'm very thankful for the fact that people like it. You know what I mean? It means a lot. Okay, so, oh yeah, boy. I don't know. I no thoughts on Veilguard. If you're telling me I should play it, let me know. The Veilguard. I'm assuming you're talking about Dragon Age. But yeah, Nevermore, you're gonna see me, and a lot this week if you wanna pop in. You know, I'm literally gonna try and stream Monday through Friday this week just because I have the time off. I'm gonna work on some stuff obviously when I'm not streaming. The other thing is I'm obsessed with playing video games, and I have a problem, and I am trying to control myself from doing it too much. Right, like. So yeah, I think I would love to give myself the opportunity to stream so that I literally try to put a rule in my place, and we're going to see if it works, that the only time I can play video games is when I'm streaming. So that way at least I'm being somewhat productive. Because I got a problem, man. The addictive personality really, and the ADHD to distract me and not get work done. Corey, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Again, thank you guys. Like, this is so nice. You guys are so nice. I'm terrible at taking compliments, so I don't know how to even handle this. Thank you. Okay. Dragon of Rain, hi there. I was very excited about your how to make better character backstories, and you mentioned because my group is very new, it would help them and me, of course, a lot. Oh, dude, I'm glad. Hopefully that worked out. I actually am very happy with how to make better character backstory. Like that cheat sheet, I think is really good, and I hope people get some use out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's super valuable for people who want to like take the time and actually make a really good character. Because I think it gives a lot of people insight that they usually don't know or don't realize that they should think about. Are you obsessed or are you passionate? I'm passionate. That's what it is. I'm passionate. I love that. I love that little reframing. I'll lie to myself, man. That's fine. I made an animation that wasn't the best and posted it, and it got 104 views. I couldn't believe it. Sometimes expect the unexpected. Dude, Heroes Forever, that's awesome. 104 views is nice. It's like, shorts are so weird. When I first posted, okay, so here's a little backstory. Okay, some no dice lore. I made videos. I have maybe like 4 YouTube channels that I've done, and I keep on changing because I'm just like doing new things and like adjusting, and I've learned more and tried different things. But I made like an Age of Empires 2 channel way back when. Well, I mean, going back into high school, our friends had like a comedy skit channel, which, you know, was terrible because there were a bunch of high school kids making terrible stuff. Like, we didn't write it out. It was all improv, and it was just... it's terrible. Going back, you know what? Maybe if you know, I don't know, we'll set a goal. We can watch the worst. I can reveal my worst YouTube videos ever made. But then I did an Age of Empire videos. Most of this happened during the pandemic when like a lot of the work I was doing dried up, so I had a lot of free time. So I was doing Age of Empires videos, and that was a lot of fun because I was obsessed or passionate about that game. And you know, like I got decent views, like in the scope of it, but never like a lot because it's a pretty niche game. And then I got into wood carving, and wood carving, like I got during the pandemic, I really got into hand carving. Do I have any of that around here? Here, I'm going to show you something I made real quick. Oh, I'm getting old. Don't get old. Age of Empires got you into gaming. Oh, I love that. Okay, so I got into hand carving. Like, I would use hand tools. And I made a channel of just hand carving. It was like kind of like ASMR style. And so like I would make like things from video games. Oh, the light is killing me. So I made, you know, this is like a little hand carved, and they were just like these little like, you know, video game things. I made one for Iron Man. I made one for Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? And I made these videos. I did like Naruto, like what is his name? What is his name? The spiral mask one. I forget. It's been forever. So I made those videos. I just put them out. They didn't get really a crazy amount of views. Nevermole, thanks for hanging out, man. Take it easy. Oh, Beto, thank you. God, if I didn't have you around, what am I gonna do? If I didn't have guys, my memory's going. So I made all this stuff, right? And a lot of them were just getting like nothing, you know, nothing views. And then one got like over 1 million. Right, the Obeto one, I hand carved it. It popped off and got so many views. Right, like maybe like 1.8 million or something like that. And then I started. Oh yeah, thanks, Corey. The Stingray is my bud. Too bad I'm a terrible bass player. But yeah. So I got into doing these kinds of that kind of stuff, and I made those videos. And so that one popped off, and then I got a lot of views, but then I got a lot of stuff that like just didn't get views, and then I started making like big projects. I learned a lot. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the details of that. But then I was like, you know what? I want to change it up again because I was getting tired of doing woodworking and like repeating doing the same stuff. So I swapped over to doing like, to D&D. And I started making shorts without like a plan of what I was going to do. I was just like, I got an idea. I think this will be funny. Why don't we just do this? And pretty immediately, those shorts started popping off and getting like hundreds of thousands of views. And that was crazy. I mean, for a long time, let me rephrase. For like months, they weren't getting very many. I would get like, again, maybe 100 views. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, at least I'm getting people to actively see the stuff I'm working on, which is like really gratifying. And then just like, again, after 2 months, all of a sudden, a lot of the videos just started popping off. And they started getting like, hundreds of thousands of views, and I was like, this is crazy, because like TikTok is weird that way, where all of a sudden you'll just start getting a lot of traction, and then it'll just go away and stuff like that. So I appreciate that you guys have seen this, and now I'm in a weird spot where I'm not making as many shorts recently, because I feel like I like the bits that I do, but I don't want to feel like I have to make a short every day, because you run out of worthwhile ideas, if that makes sense, right? Like you run out of the ideas that are that like are authentic to your experience. Does that make sense? Like they're not, let me rephrase, that come naturally because they're just the things that have happened. Now I'm like looking for jokes instead of just they're already things I've experienced and I just know that that joke is there. So now I'm just trying to branch off into other things. We're gonna do more streams because I enjoy doing these kinds of things. And I want to hang out with the community more and have, I like hearing your guys' perspective. I think it also helps with like making my D&D better as well. So what's your favorite class? Warlock for sure, if we're talking D&D. I just like the storytelling element you can do with them. No problem. You don't find gold every day. Right. And so, yeah, I mean, part of it is I got married this year, and I, getting married and being super busy with work, and I took some time off. So hopefully I'm now at the end of the year. I'm hoping to get back in the swing of things of making more videos and doing more stuff. Oh, thank you. So yeah, like this end of the year, if there's stuff you guys want to see, please let me know, because I'm very open to doing what you guys want to do. Because I'm going to keep on making some comedy videos. I'm going to keep on making shorts. I didn't like making the long form talking video advice videos as much. It was a lot of effort, and I'd prefer to do it in a stream fashion where at least I get to interact with you guys. We're going to play more games, And again, I think it would be fun to make a Discord where we could do some silly stuff and have like community events, Oh, 1 second. My dog is barking. I'll be right back. He saw the mailman. It was over. And now he just wants to go scream at the mailman. Do I play music? Yeah, I used to. I mean, I don't very much anymore. I used to play in a band. Or I used to sing in a band. And a lot of this stuff is for like trying to do demos and write. But it's been a while. A guitar. I'm terrible at drums. I'm okay at piano. I'm probably the best at piano. Guitar's okay, but it's been a while. And bass, bass is, people are gonna hate this, but bass is a easier guitar, though it's just a different style of playing. So I'm probably worse at playing bass. Do any of you guys play music? If you already covered this, how was your wedding? The wedding was amazing, man. Thanks for asking, by the way. The wedding was. It was at a friends, like a family friends party barn, which, you know what? Venues are fucking expensive. They're so expensive. They're like, I mean, yeah, it was crazy. We were trying to do cheap venues. So then a friend's party barn, it was perfect. The only problem was it was hot as balls, like, and it rained that day, so it was a little humid. But other than that, it was amazing. All of our friends were there. It was a really big wedding. And yeah, we vibed out. We drank until like 2 a.m. My sister was the officiant, which was really nice. My wife was very anxious at first. She had a hard time. With all the people paying attention to her, but then she mellowed out with that, and I think she had a blast too. But yeah, it's weird. Like, it's crazy to have a room full of like 170 people all clapping for you. It's a unique experience. But it was so fun, man. It's nothing like having all the people around you that you've had throughout your life, showing you a lot of love and happy to see you. And very unique experience. Very happy with it. Play us something. Show us some of your. No chance. We're not playing on stream. I'd have to hook up like an actual mic, but no way. Yeah, again, we'll have to get, what I'm going to have to do is like set goals or milestones so that I'll reveal to you guys like our band's name, because it's still on Spotify. Though our EP is like, something's just ain't right. Our mixing was not ideal. I think the songs are great. I really like the songs. I like us playing live, I think was great, but we something was off. I think it was when we recorded the drums. We recorded the drums in our buddy's basement where we practiced, and it was just too enclosed, so we got a lot of like top end high frequency noise that was no good. As someone who plays bass or plays music, as someone who plays music, a bad bass player is better than no bass player. Dude, yeah, losing the bass player in our band when we had band practice and he wasn't there was terrible. You're like, oh, these songs suck without bass to fill out the song. Gotta go, but thanks for the stream. Have a good night, day. Have a good one. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for swinging in. I appreciate you. Hopefully I'll see you later this week. When I got married, we did a morning wedding. I got one of the worst sunburns of my life, and my wife had the flu. Oh, no. NZ, that's devastating. Fortunately, we didn't have that, but dang, a sunburn and the flu. Well, you know what they say, anything bad that happens on wedding day is good luck. It's good luck for the rest of your life. So, I mean, you just got it out of the way, Oh, yeah. I mean, do any of you guys play music? Did we talk about this? Are you guys vibing? Make sure that's, oh no. Oh, yeah, we're good. Good. Sorry, double checking my settings. My computer said, hold up 1 second. It has become rare to see someone who knows how to play music. I don't know. I mean, maybe. You're right. There's other ways to play music. There's definitely a lot of like just doing EDM and that kind of stuff. But I think there's plenty of people. You just gotta go to the right places. They're all hanging out together. Like we went to a Wolfpack concert. I don't know if you guys know Wolfpack, but they're like a funk jazz fusion kind of band. And we went to saw them in Madison Square Garden. Ooh, it was a amazing show. But I swear every single person there who listens to Wolfpack is either a musician or is in a band. Like that was the gathering of nerds, of music nerds. I feel like those are the people who listen to that kind of music. Which I wish, dude, I hate that you can't listen to like actual songs on here without getting copyrighted. Like I get why it happens and all that, but I would love to be able to actually listen to a real playlist, instead of what's happening now. Which one am I gotta pull on another free music playlist. All right, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna play one game of TFT, okay? Because your boy's addicted. And then tomorrow, we're going to play Baldur's Gate. and we're gonna make a we're gonna go through making the backstory of our character together, and we're gonna play through Baldur's Gate, and then we'll probably play through that a lot this week. I can close this out. Oh my gosh. You know how I was waiting to play Baldur's Gate? I said, oh, there's a patch that has to download. It was 8 gigabytes. I was like, oh, this is going to take forever. And then I thought I was getting through it fast. And then another patch came out and it's 141 gigabytes. So we're not playing Baldur's Gate tonight, unfortunately. All right, I'm going to go over there, bud. Go ahead. Oh my gosh, immediately he barks. He still thinks the mailman's out there just waiting for him. Okay, TFT. Okay, for those who do not know. Now listen, don't leave just yet, okay? I play music solo these days. I have 8 albums of lo-fi indie, alt folk, punk rock. Lo-fi indie, folk, punk rock. Lo-fi indie, alt folk, punk rock. Dude, that is such specific sound. Dude, Doug Jaffrey, can I listen? I like all of those independently. Lo-fi, indie, alt, folk, punk rock. Oh my gosh. I'm getting a little caught up on what to say there. Not all at once. LFAO. I mean, yeah, that's a vibe. Absolutely. All right, give me the link, brother. Or tell me what to Google, to YouTube. Load, man. There we go. Yeah, no. Now you're not going to copyright claim me now, are you, Doug? That would be a great scam. It would be a good bit. Okay, it'd be very funny. Everybody would laugh. Ha ha ha. Absolutely not. Is it on your YouTube channel? Or what do we got? Load. My computer is struggling. Dude, oh man, I would love to just be able to play, like, just go through and play my favorite songs. And that's all we do. All right, give me a song. I made something when I tried to make the animation. If you saw my video in the first 5 seconds I played it, I made about 90% from the video. I made about 90%. I played the bass in a Floyd cover band. Ah, nice. That's awesome. I love it. Good to see musicians. All right, Doug. Give me your recommendation. Oh, hilarious. That's your top one. I don't think we're going to be playing that. Your very top one. 12 days ago, like new. Unreleased 2019 track, re-recorded. Mission Impossible. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check out your video too, Heroes Forever. That's not my best one, but it's mine. I mean, which one do you want me to listen to, man? All right. I mean, I thought it was good. I'll do, all right, let's go to your latest. The Land of the Fee. We're doing Land of the Fee. From Black Rock to Blackstone. I wish I could show you my buddy's music, but he would not let me play this on here. At least I don't think he would. All right. Okay. Open. This better hurry up and open. Good job, man. I like this. Nice and mellow. Tell me the story of your favorite character that you made in D&D. Dude, I'm what is my favorite character I've made? I like all my meme characters. That's a problem. Like my one-shot meme characters. I want that right level. I'm trying to think. Okay, so we made Rudy and Ludi Loppins, which were two gnomes that loved levers. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, they love levers. So honestly, one of my favorite characters I made is the one I use for my character. Maybe I didn't use this, but I use it for my character backstory cheat sheet example. And his name is Owen, and he's this big Dragonborn, Minnesota Midwestern boy who's a warlock, and he made a deal with the devil. That's how he become or a demon to transport the demon to the underworld. That's what he needed. The demons being tracked down by angels. This is so boring to say out loud. But he did that. And so he's just like this super nice guy who's got this like bad side. And again, the backstory is not the fun part. I just like playing the characters. Like for DMing, Zimp is just like this New Yorker. I like him. My players like him a lot. And it's usually just, you know, his interactions. But like their backstories are not the thing that make them great, you know what I mean? All right, land of the... All right, so here's the deal. We're gonna play TFT, okay? And TFT, if you don't know what TFT is, give me a chance, okay? Give me one chance, okay? TFT is about, it's like 3 games in one. It's an auto battler, so you put your people on the board and they fight, okay? And so what you're doing is you're trying to get stacks of 3 champions so that they can level up, right, to a 2-star. You start with a 1-star if you get 1 champion, and they all have different traits. So like they'll have frost, and if you get a certain amount of frost traits, you get a benefit to your board, okay? So you're trying to play this like old maid style where you're trying to get enough of the characters that you want and build a team that has cohesive comps, right? Then you have League of Legend characters is right. Then you have we're gonna be working. Oh, that's so loud. I gotta turn that down for sure. Ranked. TF2. TFT sounds cool though. Yeah, TF2. I know. For a long time I thought it was. Okay, so what you have is you have these 3 games. One is the characters and making sure you have strong characters because you have multiple pairs of them, and then that these characters have synchronized traits. Great music, by the way, Doug. Appreciate it, man. And so you're trying to get that. You're also going to get items, right? You're going to get item components, and you have to put them together to make items that do well with certain components or certain characters. And so you're trying to match up these characters with the items you get. And then the last game you're playing is this economy game. You're trying to balance how much money you spend to get a good team and how much you want to save so that you can level up or to be able to put more characters on your board or to buy more expensive characters. Right? So you're playing these three things and you're trying to stack them. And it's kind of like a Magic the Gathering draft, if you've ever done a Magic the Gathering draft. But it just happens quickly and you have to burn through it. So we're going to get in a game, right? You have to make these decisions quickly. You have to put them on the board. They have to fight. Xeon is my favorite character. I've made a slime. He found a cursed sword, and now he is trying to become a famous hero and discover the truth about his sword. That's pretty good. Give him a goal, man. That's all you need. Give your character a goal. All right, so we're doing this, okay? Hopefully we get in the game. They've had a problem where it's not been loading in. Of course, man. It was great. Okay, so here's the thing. When you win, I'm playing ranked. So when you win, you win if you get into the top 4 places. 8 players play. You can see we have 8 players. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to move around my camera over here. Try something like that. Boop, boop, boop. Make me a little smaller. So there's 8 players. So you win if you get in the top 4. You lose if you're in the bottom 4. Okay? And so your goal is you get more rank up. It's called LP points, right? Or maybe it's L. The P stands for points. But you get more LP if you come first. You know, you get less if you get second. You get a little bit less third and fourth. You lose LP if you become, 5th, 6th, 7th, and you lose a lot of LP if you come 8th. So I'm trying to get into Emerald. You can see right here, I am Platinum 1. Okay, these guys are Emerald. And at the end of the set, you get like benefits for ending in the right thing. So I'm right there at the skill level where I can't get better. I have not expanded, but I'm so close to getting into the next thing. So I'm trying to do better. So that I need to win, I need to either get 2 firsts and I would pop up into the next level, or I need to get 3 or 4 ending up in the placement 3rd or 4th. Okay. So when you first enter the game, right, you get these different things. You can see them on the side. Here, I might have to do that. I'll do it for the thing. Golden Finale. And there are different kinds of ways the game starts. It's randomized. If you're on mobile, I'm sorry. I'm shrinking your screen so you can see more of what's happening in the center. Don't mind me. Just taking care of house cleaning. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay. So here's a champion, right? And this is the first starting round. What you get is, what portal did we enter? Component anvil. Start with 2 component anvils. So we get 2 components, which you use to make items. You start in these first 3 rounds where you just are killing these little guys to get money and more characters. It's like a good way to start the game, right? It gives it so you're not just immediately fighting people. So we've got a chess piece. Get out. What are you doing? We got 2 characters. So if we get a third one of these Lilias, which here's a perfect example, right? I click that, it turns into a 2-star Lilia, where this one is a 1-star, right? And 2 stars are obviously stronger than 1 stars. And see, when I click on Lilia, it says Fairy and Bastion, right? And over here on the left, it says Fairy and Bastion, right? And if I double up and I get 2 out of it, I get these perks, okay? Do I want to buy any of these other guys? Ooh. I think I want another Warwick. I gotta clear my character planner. Okay, so you want to play certain comps. I made Diamond in set 3 and kind of lost interest. Oh, dude, that's forever ago. Yeah, Diamond's good though. Okay, see, that's what I want to. That's the goal. I would love to get to Diamond. What do I want? I have a Bastion. I should probably go Bastions for my front line. So this is a Bastion character and this is a Bastion character. Do I want any of these? Maybe multi-striker? No, I'm not playing any multi-striker. Okay, so we're starting with... Oh, there's another part. You get augments. Okay? Subscription. Now at the start of every stage, open a shop of 4 unique 4-cost champions. That doesn't seem great. Dual purpose. The first time you buy XP, each round, gain 2 gold. And whenever you buy XP, reroll your shop. That actually seems really good. I'm the carry now is like just flat good. Eldritch Crown is also very good. I have to pick. Let's see what the other... Is anybody else going Eldritch? That person might go Eldritch. I do like going vertical Eldritch. What am I going to do? Dual purpose is probably the safer pick. We're going to go dual purpose. Of course, I now see that I have Eldritch. Shit, I didn't put this in. It's okay. The first one we're going to lose. Okay, so we have a Gargoyle. We're going to put Gargoyle as like a good defense item. And then we have these 2 components. I don't know what we're going to play yet. I haven't figured out what our like in-game comp is. So we're going to kind of just play it. So we have a... Do we have a multi-striker? Which... Bastion. We could play a Fairy opener and go into like Callista. That might be good. I don't think we're going to play multi-strikers. We could play Bastions. I do want to hold on to this Warwick. So here's another thing to keep in mind. If you get to 10 gold or 20 gold, you get extra gold for like meeting an interest cap, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, obviously we lost that one. Let's throw this in here. We need a damage dealer. I think I'm okay slow rolling this and just losing a little bit here in the front because we might play towards a Callista board and just like if you lose in a row you get gold, so there's a lot of thing. Do I hear a dog? You do hear a dog, Black. I'm sorry if it's annoying. Let me know and I'll bring him in here so he can mellow out. I think I want to... I'm okay losing. I have Fairy. Another Bastion might be good. We can play Bastions. I don't think we play Vanguards. I'm okay keeping Eldritch, but well, maybe we should just sell it. Because this is 2 gold, 3 gold. If we win this fight, we're selling these 2 guys. It looks like we might win this fight. And then, ooh. Blackie, do you have any dogs? I got 2 pups. Okay, we're selling. So we made 10 gold. We're gonna get an extra gold next round because we got to 10 gold. I could play Mage. A Mage opening is not bad.
I lend my aid.
I mean, right now I think we just keep going. Bastion. Witch Encanter. What do we have? Do we have Witchcraft in there? Maybe this is better. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we have Witchcraft and Bastion up, which isn't bad. I think that's like an okay opener. I have a lab. He's 5, but he still acts like a puppy. Oh, yeah. Hi, bud. Yeah, it's starting to get... since it's getting dark earlier, they think it's their dinner time so much sooner than it is. Okay, good. I'm glad we're not contesting Eldritch, because it looks like that's what these guys are going. Do we have enough to kill? Oh, I think we win this. Let's go. All right. Let's go! I'm so hyped. I want to get to Emerald so bad.
Am I getting under you?
But I personally like games that let me play as the main character. Yeah. Yeah, this game does not let you play as the main character at all. Okay, so we definitely want one of these purple things. You taking Blaster? What are you doing? He baited me. We're taking this one. Okay. A Bastion might... Have you tried Minecraft? I have played Minecraft, but I'm not a diehard Minecraft guy. I get a lot of people who are. It's just... It's not exactly my my cup of tea. Okay, so we want to keep this. Maybe another Bastion would be good. Okay, 2 stars, good there. I'm seeing a lot of mages, but I don't want to play a mage reroll comp. I mean, I guess we just hold on to it and see what happens. I could sell both of these. What are people playing? A hunter, Ari. Oh, maybe they're playing a. Okay, they're gonna play Portal Scholar. This guy's playing. I don't even know. The Chrono, I guess. Portal Blasters, maybe. Vanguard Blasters. That's probably what that guy's playing. I didn't get to see what those last guys were playing. Oh, we're still in the fight. Oh yeah, because Bastions play forever. I think we lose this. Well, no, never mind. I think we win. I forgot. I didn't even see Cassiopeia down there. So if that's the case, we want to get to 20 gold. We're going to drop that. Get to 20. Another mage. This is crazy. Because I don't really want to play mages, but everybody's leaving them open, so maybe I do. What would I need? Right now I do have 3 mage, but the problem is they're not good mages. But I do have the items for it. I haven't made anything that would make it bad for me to make mages, right? Like, yeah, Minecraft is the best when you're playing with friends, you know? You good, bud? Okay. I could slam the Jeweled Gauntlet here. We are on a 3-win streak. Alright, we're doing it. I think we're playing to an AP. So you can play towards a magic open or a magic comp or like a physical damage comp. We're going to be playing towards this. I shouldn't have slammed it because it doesn't even matter. We're going to lose. At least kill this guy. Okay. I think I'm going to try and throw in all these guys here in a second. So what do I need? I need... Let's see what we pull up here, and then I'm going to make my team planner. None of that is exactly what I want. So, we want these 2. Not that one. I don't want Zillion. I want this and this. Vex and Vagar, Nami, Portal. So we could play a Portal opener. If no one else is going mage, we're going mage. Just because mage is pretty cracked in this set. Alright, no one else is going mage. We're going mage. It's been decided. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's our signal. Don't need that. Lesser hay. Okay. Vagar Vex. Yeah, we're going to pop this guy in. Putting this person in. I think it's okay. Well, we'll do this. We're gonna make Soraka our carry, so it's called being a carry. Oh, good. That's huge for us. Go a little deeper. So here's the thing. We're doing it this. If you get 2, if you get 3 of a thing, you get 2 stars. But if you get 9 of a champion, so 3 2 stars, you get a 3-star, right? So I think we're actually in a pretty good spot. I probably should have just played 3 mage. What am I doing? It's okay. It's okay. So we have a Jeweled Gauntlet. We're not making a Last Whisper. We could make a Nashor's Gloves. That would be good. Oh, this is good to find out. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. I haven't been using this at all. First time each round. So we're not going mages. I haven't been using my augment at all. This is why I'm bad. Okay. Let's see what we were doing. Pillar of Flame, 3's a crowd, Epoch. Oh, we could go to a fast 9 comp. Now and at the start of every stage, gain XP and 3 rerolls. That's what we're doing. Okay. This is how we're gonna get through this. We're still gonna play an AP, an AP comp. Because we have to. Vex, but we're gonna be leveling up. So what does this do? The first time you buy XP each round, you gain 2 gold. So each round I have to buy XP. I can't believe I didn't do this the entire time. This is why I'm so bad at this game. Make sure you look at Vagar's ability. Was it? Passive, gain 2 ability powder every charm you buy. Oh yeah. But that is good to know. Passive, active deal. Man, all right. Corey helping me out. But yeah, I think I don't know if we're going to stick with him too long because mages you don't want to level. So I think we're actually going to go maybe like... Oh, what do we do here? I do need to start making items. So... We're going to get a lot of rerolls. I could sell... This might be enough. So what are we at? 3 mage. If I found one more, because we get one back, another 2-star. Who's my next opponent? My next opponent is this guy. So I lose. It doesn't really matter what I do because he's at the top. He's win streaking. I'm okay with that. I might start selling 2 bastion, 3 mage. I could go 4 mage, but Eldritch. This guy's going Vanguard Blaster, so I wonder if I could go maybe a Shapeshifter comp. I do like Shapeshifter Dragons. Okay, okay. Well, no, but we made the Jeweled Gauntlet, but maybe that's just a one thing. Maybe that's fine. Make sure you're looking at Vagars. Chess Noob, what game are you playing? This is TFT. This is a tough one to explain if you haven't watched. All right, I'm going to make the call. I hope Chess Noob, I hope you watched the VOD back because we did a lot of advice for new DMs, and I know you were asking earlier. So hopefully there's some stuff for you to deal with or to help with your D&D. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna go get him in a second. I literally don't know what we're gonna play. I do know maybe Hunter. Hunter wouldn't be bad. That guy's not playing Hunter. That guy's not playing Hunter. No, no. Oh, that guy's already got a Syndra 3. This person is playing Hunter. Can we contest? Just if my notebook is full. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm glad, man. Keeping your econ high, but knowing when to spend at all certain breakpoints is very helpful. There's so many meta things to keep on track in this game. Yeah, this game is just such a huge knowledge dump. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking... What do we have here? Okay, so if I get another... All right, we're playing a Hunter thing here. I'm going to drop. This is a hard shift. I need another Bastion. Throw that in there. Boom. Boom. Oh man, I don't even know who to put the Jeweled Gauntlet on. That's okay. Okay. I'm fine losing here. We'll do that. Chrono and Cantor. Nope, we're going Hunter. So let's go with Kog'Maw for sure. Clearing our... We need Twitch. Oh, actually, we could still go with Shapeshifters with this. I'm about to make a hard turn. Okay, because if we go Shapeshifters... Druid, we can go here. Throw this on you. That's fine. Here. I want another... I do like this, this feat. I'm not seeing a lot of Shapeshifters, which is not great for me. So we could still go Hunter. Because is this guy still going? His Hunter. Problem is I just have such a... I could get such a high cap on my board if I can live long enough. Yeah, we're getting cooked. My play is we'll face a bone golem. I want ideas to make it exciting. Yeah, dude, we can do that. We're making your golem exciting. Okay, shapeshifter there, Eldritch Nami. Ooh, Fairy Callista would also be good. Oh yeah, because we could. Oh, we could play Callista. Yeah, what does that look like? What is a TFT comp? Play into fairy comp.
Ow! Wait, I hit you.
Don't need you. Don't need you. Shapeshifter, shapeshifter. Oh yeah. Okay, I think we swap over to shapeshift. Our board is getting weaker, but that is okay. For shape, I just want this guy for now. I think throwing down an even shroud's not a bad idea. Gargoyle here. So we could have a Callista board. Right? We could do a shapeshifter board. Fairy Callista. I mean, we do have all the items for Fairy Callista. A Hecarim, a Lilia. Oh, I just sold my Lilia. I'm an idiot. That's okay. We're okay. Balanced budget. I think... Ooh. Yeah, we're just going to go full econ, and we're just going to... I'm going to try something I've never tried before, which is just throw on all of the big cost things. Like, get up here. Shapeshifter, we need that. I think I'm leaning Shapeshifter now. Yep, we're doing Shapeshifter now. All right, we need to hit something soon, or we're just gonna lose so fast. None of that. Okay, we have these two Callistas. We have this. Maybe a Multi Strikers. Okay. Okay. I need to 2-star something. This is really unfortunate. But we're about to get so much gold. We're just going to go fast 9 and then just hope we pull, like, all the big stuff that we can pull. I'm about to go 8th. You guys are about to see me go 8th. Ah! It's fine. We're doing fine. I'm not upset. Okay. I don't need more shop rerolls. Here we go. Yep, that's fine. I think we're just gonna throw you in for now. Eldritch, ooh, this is good. And if I do that, I can go 6 shapeshifters. Do we have it? We already have Shyvana 2. We don't need the Bard. I don't even know who to put this on. I shouldn't have made the Jewel Gauntlet, but here we are. Roll down your econ next round, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. I have to commit, because what are we at? Right now, we're at 5. Yeah, we commit now, actually. Okay, so we're going to just throw Callista in, because we need to do something. Put an anvil. I shouldn't have done that, but that's fine. Okay, so we have, what do we have right now? We have 6 shapeshifter. I need a smolder. I think I just take this. So we have something to put on our front guy. Steadfast is fine. And we can throw in for help. Callista can go in. Man, this game is a lot harder when I'm trying to talk. I just recognized. It's much more difficult. You know? Okay, so we're gonna have to pull in 8 shapeshifter. We need to put this in for somebody. I think we are in big trouble. Hitting that is good. Okay, throw this on. I still think we lose. Let's see, what do we need? We need another, I think, bow here to get an IE. So here's my hope. That we just make it so we have enough front line that Fairy Callista can just survive the onslaught and then get up to like 50 damage. Yeah, here we go. All right, we did it. Yeah, the meta's changed quite a bit. Like even this patch has been like known as being consistently unhappy. People are unhappy with it being unbalanced. Okay, bow. Is there anything I need? Well, yeah, I just need to keep on rolling down. Tom Kinch. So we're at 6 shapeshifter. I would love to get. Oh my god. Like, we just have to roll till we get something. Okay, so he's already taken care of. He's already 2-starred. I think what I'm really looking for is a smolder, and then I can at least get Dragon 2 in. Oh, I think I lose this one. Way's too good. Way's too good. Oh. Oh my gosh, that's so close. Ah! Okay. Dragon's in. We have money. I think we need to get to 9. So we can possibly get a smolder in. Smolder could take these items. We have 6 shapeshifter, which isn't bad. And I think if we find, what's it called? So here, I want Namzi, if I can find him. I want Briar, Smolder, and Morgana just because I have her right now, right? Okay, that doesn't help me. This. Please, I beg of you. Oh, that helps. I mean, this is not. No, this is better. Oh yeah, hitting. Oh shit! I didn't get something in. Dang it! Gnasher Tooth. I think we go for red buff. Yeah, we go for red buff. So at least we can have some heal cut. But if I get Smolder and I don't need that, but oh well. Oh, the delay in stream. Yeah. Oh, we're cooked. Well, okay. And this is what happens. You're gonna get an 8th every once in a while. Okay, it happens. What do you want from me? Well, you're not. You don't think this is what was gonna happen? Come on. Heroes for how did I learn D&D? Dude, just playing, just showing up and playing with my friends. I don't think there was a efficient way. All right, that was good. We streamed plenty today, 3 hours. I appreciate you guys. All part of the plan. It's good to lose on stream. It's always I love to do it. I love to do it for you guys. You know, on a game that most of you guys don't watch. So TFT is probably not a game I should stream, but too bad. I wanted to do it. We're gonna tomorrow do a Baldur's Gate stream. We're gonna make the character together, and we're gonna try and role play. I got some ideas. I got like I think it'd be fun to do a Midwestern guy. I think it'd be fun to do like a New York Timmy Two Shoes is what his name, a classic. We have a lot of ideas, but I want you guys to have some input. So tomorrow we're gonna pop on stream, and we'll do all this again. We'll talk about making a good D&D character, and then throw it in Baldur's Gate. We're gonna play through some Baldur's Gate. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Again, I'm gonna be streaming all week this week. Hopefully, what times works best for you guys? I'm assuming now, obviously. Bunny Fufu, yeah, he's good at TFT. Nice. Well, if you have any idea for the bone golem, tell me. Oh, yeah. You want a bone golem? You were looking for more players facing. I want ideas to make it exciting. A bone golem. Okay. So, for a bone golem, like, are you looking for special attacks or like an encounter? Like, it's gonna take. If you want a whole encounter, we'll have to do that another time. But if you're just like a fun attack, I don't know, like you could do the classic AoE kind of attack where his bones go in the ground and they come up and they hit a bunch of different people. You could literally have people get trapped in his rib cage. I love doing that with monsters where they literally, if you hit the enemy, you also hit the player, so you have to figure out how to get him free or decide if it's worth just hitting them. So like he'll literally trap the player in his rib cage. I think that'd be good. I think there's a lot of things you can do with the bone golem. Bone golems are sick, man. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Seriously. I'm going to be streaming all week. So if you want to hop in, please do. I appreciate you guys spending any time at all. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. And then the awkward time as he slowly goes over to find the end stream button, and then hits the end stream button. Okay, goodbye. Oh my God, he's still here? When are they going to get rid of him? Oh my God. It's still